Woo! Grace and peace, everybody. We're back. Happy Thursday to you all. Thankful Thursday, even. Hopefully, you all had a great day. It's been a pretty busy day over here at Whitaker Park. Got a lot happening, but to God be the glory. So thank y'all so much for jumping in with us today. I got a great guest, so we will be jumping in, introducing you to another great content creator that you can support, as well as learning a little bit about her story. And then, of course, you know what we're going to do. Y'all know, right? You already know how it's going to, you already know the end before the story's been told. So thank you so much. You already got your popcorn, you got your drinks, got your snacks. I absolutely love it. Good to see you all. Thank you so much for stopping by. Absolutely. Jesus is the Lord of all, and we need him for sure, for sure. Absolutely. What's up, Bruce? How are you? Thankful Thursday to you, sir. Shout out to everybody who's jumping into the best live chat on the internet. By the way, just in case somebody reminded me I had not been saying it, but please, if you're a member of Cantifa, we have seats for you right up here in the front of the church. Get on up here. Absolutely. I've been told on X that people don't like when I say that. So you know what we're going to say, right? Get on up here to the front of the church. Absolutely. All right. I like introducing you all to new content creators. If you follow me, you know how I am. I like to invest into people that I think will continue to make much of Christ and do well here on the platform. So I think that's the right thing to do. I believe it's good for us to put our money where our mouth is. I told y'all on Monday, I truly believe that we can change an environment if we support the kind of content and the content creators that we want to see. So therefore, that's what I do. So I try to put my money where my mouth is and introduce you all to people that you can support. Okay, so what I want to do here today is I want to introduce you to The Mirror Reflecting the Left. Wonderful content creator. I believe the mods will be dropping her link in the chat as well, so you can definitely check out her content. But with no further ado, how's it going, friend?
Hi everyone. Nice to meet you. I'm Amelia.
Very nice meeting you, Amelia. Thank you so much for coming through. Now, just so people know, okay, well, Jason, you told us about her. You introduced us to her. We see her. Who is Amelia and what is she about? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I have a background that was mostly in academia and activist work, a lot of art activism, a lot of community organizing work on the left. So I was a hardcore wokey, if you will, and for many years, and really was a true believer deep in that world. And then around 2020, that's when it kind of escalated for me. But also the deeper I kind of got into it with BLM adjacent type of organizing, the more I started to realize the cracks in the things that were happening, the things that we were advocating for, just seeing how, what bad ideas they were and the negative outcomes of those ideas, as well as the rampant narcissistic abuse that I was experiencing within those activist circles. So I tried to walk away from that and ended up creating this platform called The Mirror, Critically Reflecting the Left. That the handle on the screen there is where you can find us on YouTube, and just started to tell that story and untangle kind of the brainwashing, honestly, that I feel like I experienced in academia as well as in those activist spaces, and apply that to what's happening on the national stage. And then with our friend, Candace Owens.
Okay.
Some people like to
I like
say.
the name. I like it.
I didn't create that. I totally stole it from Tinashe. But yeah, from what I was observing from her, it looked really familiar to me. And it looked like that same kind of narcissistic abuse that I had experienced on the left. And so when she started to very blatantly attack Erica Kirk and Charlie Kirk's legacy under the name of being a loving, friendly person, I just felt very deeply disturbed in my spirit. And I felt that I needed to do a deep dive on that. So I created an episode exploring the idea of malignant narcissism, the pattern of malignant narcissism, and just, wasn't diagnosing, but I did take
Right.
the pattern and I mapped it onto what we see in the public space. And then it's up to the viewer to decide whether they feel she aligns with that pattern or not.
I love it. I love it. So you didn't fall for the we're just asking questions scam, is
No,
what you're saying.
no.
You
I
didn't
mean,
fall for it.
I mean, I fell for that first episode, that first tearjerker episode where she was like, "My friend."
Right, right.
I think we all kind of, got a little lump in our throat because we were all feeling that way. And
Okay.
maybe, okay, maybe not you.
Me,
Let me speak for
I'm a callous kind of
uh,
cold-hearted guy.
but I hadn't been following her work. The thing with clip
Right.
culture is that you can be going through your phone, seeing a clip of Candace from 7 years ago, back when she was, the golden age of Candace, and not actually having the context of how she's evolved or what crazy things she's said or done. And so I had picked up on some things that just didn't align with me and I
Hmm.
just felt off about, mostly like the bad quality of her work in
Okay.
terms of like inconsistencies, lies. I mean, this is back in Daily Wire time where I'd be excited for something that she was releasing and then I'd see it and I'd be like, that was really bad. It was just fundamentally just not a good quality. So I had stopped following for that reason, but I didn't think she was like this far gone. And I
Right.
definitely didn't think she was this malicious until she started showing us who she was. So once I started seeing that and then deep diving into, okay, what was happening in Charlie's life a few months before he died? How had she been acting? And then seeing that evolution over time, all the puzzle pieces just started coming together for me.
I got you. I got you. So Amelia, give me since we kind of started talking about Candace. I don't want that to be because we will be talking about her later on, of course, as we do
Mhm.
the watch party. As you're looking at the narcissistic abuse,
Mhm.
give me some things that we can say, oh, you know what? I knew this what was going on. And it does have to be germane only to Candace, but maybe some of
Mhm.
those templates or that model that you mentioned. What are those?
Okay, so what you often find with Candace is people and people who are like her. Maybe they
Mhm.
just say, well, she's just a difficult personality or she's just a jerk.
Okay.
And there's a difference between someone who's just kind of being a jerk and someone who's a narcissist.
Hmm.
They have to have five persistent characteristics at once. So
Got it.
it would be grandiosity, entitlement, low empathy, a consistent need for validation, and exploitative behavior. Now, I'm just going to ask you, have you, if you're bingo, I know you play bingo
Right.
on
Right.
here.
Yeah.
Uh,
We already got bingo. We would have got bingo with that one right there.
exactly. And so the other part of this that I explore in the video is that so there's different kinds of narcissism. It's on a spectrum.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so yes, you have that type of narcissism that maybe we're more familiar with that is just
Right.
kind of like vain, vacuous, self-absorbed. But there's a type that's called malignant narcissism that is the more predatory kind.
Hmm.
And that is the kind that I deep dive into in my episode. And that's connected to something called the dark tetrad. And let me see if I can find that because I always
Okay.
forget what's included.
No. No.
Um,
And go ahead.
I was just going to say that consists of four main traits. That's narcissism, Machiavellianism,
Hmm.
psychopathy, and sadism.
Oh.
And so that is another level where the behavior of the person is really abusive. And where you start to get into the territory of some kind of scary behavior that
Yeah. Yeah.
starts to make the hair on the back of your neck kind of stand up. And I'm when she really goes off the rails in her videos, where she starts to become very obsessive over Erica, where she starts to become extremely manipulative and really pushing hatred, like going out of her way to cultivate a hatred towards Jews, to cultivate a
Yeah. Good
suspicion
point.
towards Charlie's loved ones. That
Hmm.
really crosses a line into like a very creepy territory, and
Yeah.
to me starts to show this other side of the dark tetrad that can be very disturbing to experience. You definitely
Okay.
don't want to get in the crosshairs of someone like this.
I got you. I got you. So when you're looking at what we see here pretty much every day or every couple days here on her channel, what are some qualities that you think really do any of them stand out more than others, or you think that they're all pretty much all they're all on 10, or do you think some of them are a little bit more pronounced than others?
Um, well, I would say the so Machiavellianism is the
Mhm.
strategic manipulation. It's calculating. It's focused on power, control, and long-term advantage. Um, the person, what you see in the person is that they're very comfortable deceiving others, and I think that I've seen that in her work. And when I made my episode, I started off in the beginning when Charlie and Candace were first getting to know each other and
Mhm.
first starting to work together. And you can really see that energy, like they're really vibing off of each other. Um, and it really seems like you can almost feel Charlie being like, yes, I really struck gold with this person. This is going to be, my secret weapon. And I can relate to that feeling. Like we've often, I
Yeah.
think many of us have had that feeling before where we
No,
think we
no
found
doubt.
something golden. But what's happening in that moment is something called mirroring, where the person will take on the attributes of the person that they are
Mhm.
trying to influence or infiltrate into that person's world. If the person is charming, they'll be charming. If the person is smart, they'll be smart. And basically take on all of the characteristics that they see that the other person admires so that they can become close to the person to play that long game. Because this level of kind of betrayal that we've witnessed
For
is
sure.
not normal. This is not normal. Even if you like fall out with someone, you usually what grown adults who are healthy do is they just stop talking to each other and they move
Yeah.
on. But this is a level of not only just bullying and harassment, it's far beyond that. It's like she, especially in the beginning, was literally trying to make it seem like this was an international plot,
Correct.
um, and that whole governments were, after not only Charlie, who was actually killed, but really they only killed Charlie to get to her. It
That's what it
was just
sounds like,
like,
right?
like,
Right. That's a good point.
yeah. So that piece is really clear to me, and the sadism. So the sadism is about the enjoyment of other people's suffering, and the way that you can really catch that is that smirk, that like sick little smirk that she has on her face when she, for example, repeatedly said, I'm not going to stop until Erica asked me to stop. And
Right.
then when Erica says stop, like pleads to her, stop multiple
Mhm.
times, and then she says right to the camera, I'm not going to stop, and then smirks.
Correct.
That's the tell that she is doing this because she enjoys getting the response from Erica. She enjoys seeing Erica squirm, and she enjoys knowing that she's hitting Charlie, where it hurts, even after he's dead.
Right.
And that's really sick behavior.
So let me dig into that a little bit more, because Erica really hasn't said much and has said very little to her pertaining
Right.
to it. So where do you think she's getting her affirmation that what she's saying is hitting Erica? Because I don't feel like, in my opinion, I feel like they're doing the right thing by just being quiet, because you're not gonna talk your way out of this one way or
Right.
another. Either way, she's gonna say something. So where's she getting
Yeah.
the affirmation from?
Well, just in those few instances, that's enough of a hit for her. That there was, I think, 4 interviews that she gave where she said, "Stop," and this is
Right.
unacceptable. And so, at a certain level, you have to say stop at some point. But they are doing this is kind of the method that is called gray rock in the narcissism uh, world.
Tell me about that. I saw it in a comment today. I didn't know what it
Mhm.
was, so I don't know what. Tell me what it is.
Yes. So gray rock is when you finally accept and acknowledge that the person is a narcissist, which means that you can't deal with them in the same way that you would deal with a normal person. Because the more you try to explain yourself, the more you try to um, tolerate or be patient or fix the situation, the more they will just twist. It's like rolling that expression, rolling around with pigs type
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
You just get dirty.
Right.
So
Okay.
this is a situation where you decide to react. Decide to respond, not react. And so that means if they are goading you, if they're trying to start a conversation, you just respond very neutrally and you remove yourself from the situation as quickly as possible. You don't give them anything that they can latch on to.
Right.
And then there's also something called yellow rock, where it's a more friendly version of the same thing, where maybe you're
Okay.
like, hi, you do it with a smile, but you keep the same level of extreme boundary.
Interesting. Okay. Because I saw it in a comment today. I had no idea what they were talking about. So I
Yeah.
appreciate it. So looking back, what would you say? Okay. Were you familiar with Candace during the Macron saga? I mean, I know
Oh,
that they
there's like
paused the
a
Macron.
ringing sound. Did you
Say
hear
again?
that?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Um, it's like I think I need to switch my
Okay.
headphones because I can't
Hey,
hear. Okay.
not a problem. Not a
Sorry.
problem. I'll
1
drop you
second.
back 1 second. All right. While she's getting her headphones adjusted and such of that nature, shout out to everybody who's jumped into the chat. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think Erica's doing a good job of just ignoring her. I agree with you 100%. Thank you so much, Stargazer, with that. And let's see what we have here. I appreciate it. What's this question here? Thank you, Maria, for the 5. This is what we've been waiting for. I watch you, I think you mean Amelia, with my baby girl every day, Mr. Witt. She is not here today. Amelia is the best. I watch her. Okay.
Oh,
Well, shout out. Well, thank you so much. And now she's back. She's ready. How are you?
hi. Can you hear me?
Hey, I can hear you perfectly.
Great. And
Okay.
thank you to that last commenter. That's so awesome.
Yeah, shout
Thanks for
out.
watching.
So, what would you, and I feel like I lost my place. During the Macron saga, were you familiar with Candace during the Macron saga at all?
Very lightly. I
Okay.
wasn't really paying attention. I think I made a couple of jokes about it because I was just like, oh, it's just so crazy, the world we're living in, the lies. But
Right.
I didn't, once I saw how deep, at first I sort of thought she was joking. But
That's
then when
fair.
I saw how deep she was going with it, and
hmm
again with the harassing kind of behavior, I was just like, oh, she feels unhinged right now.
And the reason I asked that is I was wondering, do you feel like, I feel like right now during the Charlie Kirk saga, I feel this is extra personal, very personal. I do feel that she hated Charlie Kirk. I believe Dave Rubin was right on target with that. She hated Charlie, and this is her opportunity to get back. She had been waiting patiently, and now she's just letting it out. So I do believe that. And I also want to point out something that you said, which was mirroring, as you called it. And I think I've been calling it, saying she's been cosplaying. And a lot of the time she's really, again, like right now, there's nobody who would look at her and say that's a conservative behavior.
Right.
So I think this is who she really is, who she's always been. But because she was around Charlie, she mirrored a behavior of one who was a Christian and mirrored one who said that they were conservative, so on and so forth. And she recognized that spot that she filled. I think it got a little bit more loose when she got to PragerU, and definitely a whole lot, the mirror got a little bit more dirty, if you will, a little more smudged, if you will, at PragerU, and a whole lot more smudge at the Daily Wire. And then the mirror just broke. There was no mirror on the wall
Exactly.
after she left from there. So then she was like, I'm just going to do whatever I want to do. I'm just going to be me. But yeah, I feel like we've seen a lot of these tendencies and a lot of these behaviors on display, and we just didn't know what they were. The abuse, I do feel like it's gone above and beyond. Like, oh, I'm just asking questions. Oh, I'm just exposing. And I'm like, but exposing to what? Like, what's the sunlight that you're exposing it? Right. To what
Right.
end? Where is this going? And it doesn't seem like there actually is anywhere that's going. It's just, I'm just enjoying, right. Just enjoying causing chaos, which is wild work. Absolutely wild work. Let me see real quick. Okay, so as you're looking at, I just checked her out. There we go.
Thank you.
There we go. Thank y'all, everybody who's checking out my guest. Of course, this is the mirror reflecting the left critically. Um, I appreciate y'all checking her out, and she's gonna hang out with us today. Amelia's we're gonna chop it up during the live stream when our friend decides she's gonna go live. Which, by the way, let me check. And she's going hot in 60 minutes. Bless her heart. She be, I love it. I love it, man. I just absolutely love it. But yeah, let me just real quick grab a couple quick comments. Candace needs to accept God's chosen people like the rest of us. I don't think that's the problem. I think the problem is, you know what? I'm going to use this as my jump off point here. The problem is Candace needs to accept God. We'll just stop right there. She doesn't know who God is. So all the other things pertaining to God's chosen people, his divine revelation, all that stuff gets muddied up because she doesn't know who God is. That's the problem. And that's the issue. She can say to the cows come home. You can't convince me she has a clue what she's talking about when she says, who is God? That's the problem, in my opinion. Am I crazy, Amelia? Do you agree? You can disagree, of course.
I definitely think she's spiritually sick and in need of deliverance of some kind.
No lie detector.
I mean, I think that the thing about the Christian faith that is so powerful is this idea of submission to God.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that when you really look at what the Christian understanding of the devil is, and you move out of that space of, oh, this red pitchfork, false caricature, really there is an aspect of Satan that is the archetypical narcissist. He wanted to usurp God and be God. And that is how he tempted Eve and so on. And so when we refuse to submit to God or anything, an authority that is higher than ourselves, then we automatically default into the position of becoming God or trying to become our own God. And that the only end stage to that, the only place that can ever end up is narcissism. And, it often starts, sometimes you start off just abusive and crazy. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times that even just that simple mistake of man to try to be our own God can start off fine. But it progresses. When you reach the end stage of life, it's almost like a cancer that grows. It starts to eat the soul and it turns you black. It turns your soul black and dark. And so it's very spiritually unhealthy. I think she has a lot more than just that going on. I think that's just like baseline how we struggle as humans.
Mm-hmm.
But since that's where we start, she has like extra demons that she's fighting, I think. And it's a very dark place that she's in, I think.
No, I agree with you 100%. I just think that the overwhelming, if we had to say, okay, where's the majority of her problem? Majority of her problem is that she doesn't know who God is. Now, I'm not saying that doesn't mean that some other things are running amok in there and it's such of that nature, but I think primarily her problem is that she denies the reality of who God is, and she's created one in her own image that is perfectly fine with her behavior. And again, I'm not saying that asking questions is bad. I'm not saying that Candace is demon possessed because she wants to ask questions. That's not what we're saying. But most people, if you're honest, you got to admit she's not just asking questions either. So the issue is not that she's asking questions. The issue is that she is wrong in her approach. She's turned herself into the judge, the jury, and the executioner. And thus she is, because she's not even in that space, she's not in a place to even be able to judge it. I mean, I'm not a pilot. I can't tell a pilot what they're doing is wrong or that they're not doing the right thing. I can't do that. Now I can say, okay, there's some turbulence, it may be a little bumpy, but I can't say that, oh well, they're doing their job wrong. You can't, because I'm not equipped to do that. And Candace is not equipped to do that either. But she gets all of this extra. She does all these extra things out of a position of. In the wrong position because she's not in a position to judge.
Yeah.
And so that's where I think the problems for her actually start and get going.
Mhm. And the interesting
Go
thing
ahead. Yeah.
is she's a normal person. She doesn't
Yeah.
have any special skill or talent. She's a normal person who talks to her camera in a room. Now she has a lot better equipment. That
Yeah.
camera is much more elaborate, but that's how she started and that's who she is underneath it all. And I think it's just good to remember that. I mean, and now she's married into a very wealthy family, so that also adds a layer of influence and complexity. But
Well, she likes to say that she's not the elite, and she likes to try to separate herself from the elite, which I think is adorable when you see what she wears. Like she
right.
wears things that deliberate. I don't know if she's in deliberate or intentionally. Maybe she's unaware of how wearing a $1,400 blouse doesn't make you not elite. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Or whatever like that. Like, ma'am, come on now. Let's be so for real. And I just don't think that
Mm-hmm.
she's aware. Well, I take that back. I think she is aware. I think she does it on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
But if she didn't, I'd be surprised. Like,
Well,
really?
and that whole narrative that she is just an everyday mom in a
Right.
basement.
Mm-hmm.
That is just wild. When she said a mom who does a podcast in a basement.
No,
Um,
man.
she is intentionally manipulating people who still buy that narrative
Right.
that she's somehow speaking truth to power when really she is the power. Um,
Absolutely.
but then she doesn't even care enough about her audience to stay consistent with the grift
Mm-hmm.
because she's so vain. She would rather wear the $2,000 shirt because she likes how it makes her look than stay consistent with her audience and stay approachable so that they can actually believe that she's not, a part of the elite with her, husband who's worth, you know, hundreds of millions of dollars from what I was able to Google, according
Yeah.
to Google. Um,
According to the Goog.
so,
According to the Google. Absolutely. All right. So what I'm gonna do, let's just get warmed up. All
Mhm.
right. So Dr. Jesus Enrique Rojas did the body language doctor did a not a deep dive, but he looked at Candace yesterday. Did you watch the show yesterday?
No.
Okay. So he's and yesterday's show was pretty it was pretty wild. That's the only way I can say it. Like it was pretty wild. Some of the stuff that she was coming out of pocket with was and even Tuesday, like Tuesday, Wednesday, I don't know how she keeps finding the sub basement and the sub basement, but she continually is digging out the basement. I don't know how we're past the bottom of the barrel. We're well past the bottom of the barrel. We have scraped out 8 new sub
Right.
levels. So anyway, yesterday was kind of crazy. Like, what in the world are we doing here? So let me bring this in. I'm gonna shout out to the best live chat on the internet. Let me see if I miss any good comments pop up. I do not see any, so I'll do that. Let's check this out. So, Doctor, and have you seen Dr. Enriquez before?
Yes, but I have not deep dove into his work, but I've definitely seen his thumbnail popping up.
He does some great work, so I respect him for sure. Let's bring this in. I'm gonna make sure the volume is good, as I like to do, ladies and gentlemen. Green hearts in the chat when you can hear.
Candace Owens has become my latest mystery. Sorry, Megan, you know that at some point it was bound to happen. But then I try to realize that this is getting out of control. We have something that, for example, right now she is demanding that if we had any semblance of a justice system, Erica would be at this point, Erica Kirk will be at this point be taken in for questioning by the police. I'm pretty sure that Erica was part of the investigation at some point. That there's no doubt.
And this might be part of the grandiose aspect of it, Amelia, that she makes these bombastic claims as if, well, and a lot of people mistakenly get this mixed up. Every time a spouse dies in a homicide, their spouse is not immediately the first one that they ask. It's usually, if it is a domestic situation, yes, the spouse will be questioned. But if your spouse gets deleted in New York and you live in Utah, they're not going to immediately start looking at you that doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And so now, sure, they might ask some questions. They might check on you and make sure everything's right and check it off, because these men and women are trained investigators. Candace didn't just find this, and trained investigators are sitting there scratching their head like, how did we miss it? They're not
Right.
doing that. So this grandiose thing, which is pretty bombastic, to see your name plastered all over social media as the one responsible for the deletion of your husband, that's going to have to be studied by science for
Yeah.
sure. But that grandiose, like, oh, I'm putting something out there that's so earth shattering, which is this crazy work. Yeah,
The
anything.
willingness to lie at such an extreme level is
Yeah.
really disturbing to watch. Like, she just doesn't care. She
Yeah,
doesn't
this
care
person-
in the slightest.
This person has been commenting all day. So shout out to you. Never forget for life. I'll make sure I drop you a link. I would love for you to come onto the show. No, your spouse is not the first one. They're not. If your spouse gets deleted somewhere else, they're not. Again, if it's domestic, yes, very, very possible. But now keep in mind, asking questions and what Candace is saying are not the same thing. So never forget, make sure you drop me an email. I would love to talk to you. We can clear that up real quick. So make sure you drop me an email, dearwokec@gmail.com. All right, let's go.
About that, what I have doubts about is that she is any sort of suspect in this case. So
Facts.
that's, by the way, one thing that I have been asked a lot of times by Candace Owens fans, which there's less and less of them. Thank God for that, because
know
I
it.
simply blocked them at this point.
God is good.
Oh, why Erica doesn't have an alibi for the 8th and 9th of September? And I say, well, maybe because one, she is not a suspect in this case.
Correct.
And number two, last time I checked, we are not law enforcement officers or anything. So it's not like they're going to share any sort of alibi with us, or Erica's going to share any sort of alibi with us, because why would her? She's not the one being investigated. And you know how it is. It's like we were talking about Queen Elizabeth in the Epstein files. People want to make something out of nothing all of the time, because I guess that their lives are so miserable and dull and gray that they need some kind of conspiracy to make it, to make it through the day. And yes, I agree. This is something that I don't want to happen. But the problem is that the odds of this happening, let's say, grow every time Candace keeps pushing and pushing this crazy theories.
I'm going to stop. I'm going to have to disagree with Dr. Rojas. And this is why I say that. Could you tell me what the theory is, by any chance, Amelia, that Candace is pushing? What is the actual theory of what does Candace think happens?
I don't know. I can't keep track of it. From what I understand, it's
That's the right
too
answer.
many. There isn't a clear thought, and she
There
doesn't
isn't.
care to make a clear thought,
No.
because as all she wants is the click. So she will invent new components that don't link to the other components as much as she wants to, because she doesn't care about the truth.
And I agree with you. And that's my point. There isn't now. If there was a coherent thought, and not some Rube Goldberg type of scenario, maybe people would get down with it. But we don't even know, like, what is your theory? I know what my theory is. Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk. I believe that. And again, I got questions, but I believe that is the overall picture. Charlie Kirk is dead because of Tyler Robinson. Tyler Robinson acted and did this out of spite toward Charlie Kirk's opinions about Trantifa and the left. There you go. That's my theory. What's Candace's theory? We got introduced. We got planes. We got bees. We got maroon. We got the French. We got Angola. We got to put all that stuff in there. And guess what? It sounds stupid. When you really boil it down, it sounds insane. So let's go ahead and keep this going. So that's where I'm saying, like, I don't think that they would. Now, the reason I brought that up is I don't believe that, since there isn't an alternative theory, there's no need to investigate and have Erica come in because there's not an ulterior theory.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Not a viable one. Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. So make sure, hold on a second. Yeah, make sure you email me though, please. All right, let's keep this dance rolling.
Frank McCormick, Candace Owens is going to get Erica Kirk murdered when one of her insane cult members decides to exact justice for Charlie. I'm not kidding, this must stop. Again, you might say that we are censoring her. She can say whatever she
Why did you say something?
wants.
I didn't pull the screen up.
I was waiting for a break in the conversation.
I did not pull the screen up. I was reading it and I was like, wait, and I look over and like, oh my gosh. Rookie move. That's how you know it's a real show, y'all. Okay, let's bring this back up. Did you see the whole Picturegate thing yesterday by any chance?
No, what's that?
Okay, good. No. He's about to explain it.
Okay.
So good. We'll talk about Picturegate.
Frank McCormick, Candace Owens is going to get Erica Kirk murdered when one of her insane cult members decides to exact justice for Charlie. I'm not kidding, this must stop. Again, you might say that we are...
All right, so here's the big whoop to do, and I'm gonna make this screen big. So this is Picturegate. So at the bottom, darn it, it really is not a good picture. At the bottom is Charlie Kirk. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay. To his right, over the USA red hat, is a picture with a circle around it. You see it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, that picture is their wedding picture.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now Erica Kirk is in the same room doing an interview with Glenn Beck.
Mm-hmm.
And you see that over her shoulder, the picture is not there.
Right.
Okay, so Picturegate yesterday was Candace was theorizing that she basically said they had an argument and Charlie took the picture down. That's basically that's what she was alluding. Now, she's parsing through every word that Erica said to Glenn Beck, that she hadn't been in the room for a long time and all that kind of stuff like that, as if there's not another real reason why the picture isn't there in the background. Because this is the day before, I think this is the 8th. Don't quote me on this. I think Charlie was in there on the 8th. So then the next day, he's getting ready to go to, the 9th. The next day, he's getting ready to go to Utah, and then we know what happened. So there wasn't a lot of time between this picture and when Charlie Kirk was deleted. So she's theorizing that and she later on says like they were arguing and yelling about something else. So it's crazy work. Mind you, now she wasn't.
Even if that was true, what business is it of hers?
Because
married couples argue also. Who cares?
All the time. Yeah.
Like, what?
So, but this is the thing, and actually TPUSA actually talked about it in New York Times, I think it was, or Newsweek, that Erica took the picture down and put it on a lower shelf because their daughter wanted to see it and have access to it. So that's why the picture isn't up there at the top. And I'm like, I could think of 1,000 reasons why that picture wouldn't be there. And it didn't have to be some nefariousness.
Right.
I was like, most of y'all probably didn't know, but when I had the bookshelf behind me, I used to move stuff around on the bookshelf just so the picture would look different. I'm like, and my wedding picture used to be on the shelf. You could see it. Sometimes you couldn't see it. I mean, it's right here, but like, why is it a thing?
But the level of obsession,
right?
That's really this is very creepy. Like, why are you thinking so deeply about what Erica Kirk and the bookshelf are doing? Like,
wild work.
Candace, get a life. Get a life.
More abundantly. Get a life more abundantly, please. Let's go.
Censoring her, she can say whatever she wants, but she must, let's say, assume the consequences of that. But at the same time, I know that you remember. I'm going to talk about this. It's like you can remember Sandy Hook and how Alex Jones questioned that the Sandy Hook thing never happened, that the Sandy Hook thing was a hoax. And Alex Jones never really told his audience. I think that he didn't tell his audience that I don't know if he said that at some point, that the grieving parents who had lost their kids and Sandy Hook, they were paid actors. So imagine if you are a parent and your kid dies at a shooting, and then you have this crazy conspiracists pushing to his horde of the ranch fans that you are a paid actor. So you don't only have to grieve your kid who was murdered at a shootout, but you have to deal with hundreds of the ranch lunatics who every time they find you in public, they're going to spit and shout at you and stuff. So yes, some people say that they disagree that Alex Jones did nothing wrong. I think that he had to own what he said and what he implied. And if I was one of the parents of any of those kids, I would have done the same. I would have sued his ass. And well, that's, you F around, you find out. Again, he had the right to say all that, but he must have foreseen that if he said that these parents were paid actors, or implied that the parents of actual dead kids were paid actors, you had it coming, bro. You had it coming.
Oh, sorry, I gotta stop there. That was really good. And we were talking before we got started, Amelia, and I don't know how Candace is doing. She's doing the exact same thing, probably not to the degree of Alex Jones, because Alex Jones, he was calling out children and there was and parents, but in the same vein, on the same train of thought. And I'm just trying to figure out, like, how is she getting away with this? Like,
Yeah, I am surprised. Sorry, go ahead.
And still getting away with it. Like,
Yeah.
not just getting away with it, but still getting away with it.
Right. I'm also surprised that she's able to, but I guess this is the benefit of having a very wealthy husband, is that you have the pockets that are deep enough to make lawsuits just a fun thing that you do on the weekend. Because as I mentioned, this personality type really thrives with litigation. Usually they love to be the person who is like persecuting the other. But they'll take it. They're looking for supply, narcissistic supply and attention. So if the only way they can get it is by creating situations where all eyes on them, because they're getting sued, then they'll take that opportunity because they're really desperate, almost like as desperate as a crack addict or someone like this, where they don't care how deep and far down in the gutter that they have to go to get that hit. They're going to get it because that's how desperate they are at that moment. So, I mean, that's how I see it. But there's this other aspect of it where sometimes, the conspiracy theorists are right. And, and we have been lied to massively in the United States. The American public have been lied to, and we've caught the people lying to our face. So these types of grifters, it actually makes us more vulnerable because these types of grifters can really exploit that suspicion, because we've had to go to alternative sources to find truth, and we can't trust the mainstream media to deliver the truth. So we find these kind of random people. But the thing about it is that random people are equally, if not more so, corruptible than big institutions. They can easily be misled, manipulated, turned down a wrong path, or just be crazy jerks themselves or sick narcissists themselves. So you really never know what you're dealing with. And this is why you have to just have discernment and be very careful and look at the fruits of what people produce. If at the end of the day, the suspicions keep being proven as lies, and if at the end of the day, what you're seeing is abusive and harassing behavior, you have to go off of that and not just the questions.
Asking the questions. Just ask the questions. Not just asking questions. By the way, email for Never Forget is dearwokesee@gmail.com. Looking forward to hearing from you very quickly. Thank you so much. All right, let's keep this going. Let's go.
That I agree with $1 billion. Like that was, I think that was a lot, I guess. But well, that's how the game is played, I guess. So I sometimes hate the internet because now people are saying also, people notice that Erica Kirk has removed the wedding photo with Charlie Kirk from his bookshelf, and that that somehow seems to be some kind of an issue for people. The explanation they had to issue an explanation. A Turning Point USA spokesperson told Newsweek, Erica moved it to a lower shelf when her daughter asked to see it so she could hold and look at the photo. It's still on the studio shelf, just lower down where her daughter can look at it whenever she's in there with her mom.
Like
sick.
Like what's wrong? What's wrong with your heart that got y'all all? And literally, that was the theme of her show yesterday. That was her whole deal. Was that picture, the absence of that picture? That's what got the whole thing going. And that's why I say, like, her tip line is her greatest op. Like, she comes up with some of these craziest theories because of the tip line. No other reason.
Right.
Which is wild work. So, yeah, they addressed it. So now, and oh, by the way, this was already posted on X and on Instagram before Candace got on the show yesterday. Somebody pointed out to me that she saw this before she did the show yesterday, theorizing about the picture. But she still talked about it like she didn't know this.
Right. And it just shows how lazy the investigative journalism is, that like you're literally going off of desperate little threads that are not actually threads that you find on X. And really dreams and
for sure.
Like really crazy little thoughts that you fixate on in your own head. Like this is not any kind of investigation or any real type of journalism that she's doing. It's a gossip rag. It's yellow journalism at its worst.
So somebody said that this is the modern day National Enquirer. You know, you used to go to the grocery store, you see Bat Boy and Bigfoot.
Bat Boy was always up to something.
Bat Boy was always up to something, right? Bat Boy and Bigfoot were seen at an Elvis concert, right? There's always some crazy stuff. And so this is what this has become now. Like, we are literally calling out the modern day National Enquirer, or what was the other one? The Star. Is it Star? Star Magazine? Okay, yeah. Like, that's all this is. That's all Candace's channel has become. Is just a National Enquirer 2.0 for a modern audience. That's all it is. Like, the fact that you would find this as something like a big I gotcha. And mind you, she spun the rest of it. She inserted a lot in between the lines, a lot of fill in a lot of the blanks in order to come up with this idea that they were having some kind of marital issues. It's crazy. I'm like, wow, you do realize that say again?
I said she wishes they were having marital issues.
Right. She wishes that she was in the wedding picture. That's the problem. She wasn't in the wedding picture. That's what she's mad about. But even in that, like, she was spinning some pretty major stories. I'm like, you do realize that nobody said that. Nobody said what you're saying. I can think of 1,000 reasons why. I mean, in the chat real quick, if you're married, do you take off your wedding ring? We've had this conversation, I know, in the best live chat on the internet. Just real quick, do you take off your wedding ring? I tell the story that I got a skin allergic reaction when I first got married, and I didn't take my ring off because I didn't want people to think something was wrong, right? So I never took it off, and even though the dermatologist told me to, I didn't take it off, and so now my finger under my ring looks like a crime scene. Like, it's pretty gnarly. So, and I'm just like, well, I guess that's just what it is, because it's gone too bad now. But anyway, I mean, I use a silicone one every now and then I have my regular ring. But yeah, a lot of people are saying, yeah, they take it off at the gym. And, I mean, there's just so many reasons. Charlie had just flown back from Korea. been in a plane, a pressurized tube for 12 plus hours. You think that might have changed his body composition? Sure, he took it off. I mean, it doesn't, I don't think that if somebody said they took their ring off, that they had my immediate thought is like, oh man, I don't see your wedding picture. Oh no, something's going wrong. That's not, what's wrong with your heart that that's the first thing you think of?
Right.
And I'm sorry, why is that even the thing that you think of? Not even the first thing, but why is that the thing that you think of?
Right.
Like that's the problem for me. Let's get back over here. Shout out to the Best Life Chat. I see some good comments. Thank y'all so much, everybody. At work, I couldn't wear it. Right. I've seen people take it off at the gym. Some people do take it off. Some people don't. I don't think women take it off as much as men. That's what I'm trying to, just a little non-scientific observation. But that's okay, though. I don't think it's wrong if you take it off. I get some very good friends of mine that when you're sitting there talking to them long enough, they take the ring off and they start fidgeting with it. And I'm looking at it like, dude, I wouldn't do that. But that's what they do. It doesn't mean, it don't mean like, hey, are y'all okay? How's your marriage, man? He just sits there and fidgets with his ring. I don't know. I don't know why he does it.
He's normal.
He's just normal. Like, I don't think, I don't know. And it's just a normal behavior. So anyway, all right, let's go. Dr. Enriquez, what we got?
So we have arrived at the point that just moving one picture out of its place, it means something. It means something for some reason. And well, now that people have said that I am running some kind of cult, because it's like I'm pushing a narrative to my followers. I want to make this very clear. I have never pushed a narrative, any sort of narrative to my followers. I see it as that simple. Maybe you can disagree with what I say. You can politely disagree in the comments. That is great. If you unpolitely disagree in the comments, I ban you. I have been clear about the rules of engagement here. And yes, if I think that you're retarded, I block you. And I think that you praise and follow and think that retarded people have good takes, then I will block you as well, because I don't want any sort of retard adjacent people.
He's dead serious.
The fact that he just said retard adjacent, that right there,
So serious.
I'm going to give that, I'm going to send Never Forget for Life a t-shirt. It's
He does
retard
not
adjacent.
He's saying that. He does not enjoy it. He's really serious right now.
He's dead serious. He is on that thing.
Following me. So that the rules of engagement, the rules of my game, of my channel are there for everyone to see. So I am not forcing anyone to believe anything. And I'm very clear about that. But when you say that your podcast is God's platform,
that's wild word. That was wild word.
Did Candace Owens really say it? Britta always has nice clips from Candace.
Britta does a great job.
I want to check this for myself.
I genuinely know that this is God's platform, and whenever He's done and has used it, I'll be off of this. If this is the reason why I have the top podcast, to just get to the bottom of this, because it's.
No, the reason that you have the top podcast is the reason that Bad Bunny is the greatest artist in the world. And you can disagree that Bad Bunny is not that big. I'm going to tell you Bad Bunny is that big. And it's like the same reason why Kim Kardashian is that big. And I'm not talking about her butt. I'm talking about the numbers. Yeah, Bad Bunny.
I got to give him a flag on the play. Did you hear what he said?
Because
and I could give him a flag on the play.
Talking about her butts.
What? hold on, I gotta give him a flag on the play, man. He literally said that. Hold on. Where's my flag on the play? Oh my gosh.
But he's making a great point.
He's making a great point.
Flag on each and every one of y'all.
Flag on the play. Oh my gosh. No, he is dead serious. I'm noticing a trend out here in this world. When Cantifa puts out a narrative, slowly but surely, I don't know if they tell the Cantifaites to go forth and spread the false gospel.
Yeah.
But I noticed it because this is the very first time. The very first time was probably, when you were texting me and I was saying I was waiting for my daughter at school. The very first, so that was what, maybe about an hour and a half ago, 90 minutes, give or take. My very first time anybody ever said that I'm running a cult. I'd never heard that before.
Who said that?
A commenter.
Okay.
And I think it's a commenter that my friend that I've been talking to today. I'm almost certain that's who it was. But that said that this is a cult. And I'm like, I've never heard that before. And now that I hear him saying it, and this, this is a fairly new video too. So I'm going to say it's probably in the last 24 hours. Like somebody must have told them to go out there and say that.
Right.
Just like with the $7,000 and all these other things, exactly. Like it's the same kind of story.
The projection, like
it's projection for sure.
Projects. So, and that's why I really do think that Candace should be investigated for murder, because I've never seen someone work so hard to divert attention away.
But the bad thing is, if she didn't say anything, she wouldn't be in trouble. Right. Everybody would have said if she did do it.
But the same way that a murderer returns to the crime of the scene, they can't help it.
Okay. I can dig it.
I'm just throwing it out.
No,
I'm just asking questions.
Oh, I'm just asking questions.
Just asking questions.
We just asking questions.
Kim Kardashian, Candace Owens can be big because, the bar for actual taste and criteria and thinking is quite low. So having a huge platform doesn't mean anything. In fact, it sometimes means the opposite of what we could call quality, not only in music, but entertainment, but thinking as well. So, Candace, I don't know. That is not the win that you think it is. But what is the rest of the clip?
Reveals so much to us, then so be it. I'm content with the story.
Oh, right. So yeah, yours is God's platform. Let me. I don't want to have Candace in an unflattering.
Wait. Okay, I'm gonna screenshot that. I gotta get that.
That's good.
Wow, that is.
And it's natural.
That's a natural face. Yeah.
Her face just naturally contorts that way.
That is wild work. Dr. Enriquez is not happy. He is not happy at all. I don't know.
He's not pleased to be having this conversation.
He's definitely phased.
Screenshot. Yours is God's platform. Yeah, that absolutely sounds like a cult. And of course, she makes sure that is a nice touch. I've never mentioned this. She makes sure to have the cross at the background. Nice touch, Candace. If somebody messes with you, they're messing with Chris himself, I guess. That's the way that you use symbols to, let's say, protect yourself from the naysayers. And of course, if you have seen my analysis on composition, you can realize that she has put the cross in the single most important area, the one that attracts the most attention in the frame from this angle. She's got two angles in her show. This is the 3/4 angle, right. Like I don't know, this is the kind of 70 degrees angle. And she makes sure to have that cross in the background. That checks out. That is the way that you take cover. So also, Candace Owens, Jordan S90. Candace Owens wants us to commit an insurrection against the government if Tyler Robinson is found guilty. I mean, I am following all these accounts. Shout out to S90 as well. And I sometimes say, is Candace actually saying all this? No, this can't be. This can be. That's cannot be real, right? This has to be too much.
That was because everyone's just sort of trying to get the world to move on and stick this on a Tyler Robinson. This is actually a critical case, by the way. Tyler Robinson's case is critical because it's the final thing before we need to revolt. If we just find out that they can do this, not a shred of evidence.
Who, for the, I don't know, upteenth time, who is they?
Right.
If I could interview Candace Owens, my first and only question, the interview would have only one question. Who is they? I want to know who is they. That's all I want to know.
Have they produced to tie this to Tyler Robinson? Nothing. And I told you when I sat down with Erica, they didn't have anything. They weren't hiding anything. People that were telling.
But what have you produced to tie it to anyone else? Like, what is your actual theory? I'm going to just go back to that. Like, what is her actual theory?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, I've heard she's come up, she believes a lot of different things. But, like, what is your actual theory on who deleted Charlie Kirk?
She don't got one.
She don't have one. Like, they and them.
I mean,
well, maybe
I guess if I tried, it would be something like
don't give them any ideas.
Regicide kind of concept that she mentioned. That Erica Kirk and all of Charlie's closest friends and executives got together without Charlie noticing and worked with the Israeli government, and as well, and they kind of coordinated with Egypt because they needed planes. They didn't have their own, so they kind of looped in Egypt. And then the French were like, yo, we want in on this. And so somehow the French were tapped in. And wasn't MI6 or
I don't think Russia was involved, but I mean, I'm sure there might be.
What's the British one? British.
Oh yeah, James Bond.
No, no, the actual British intelligence.
What is it, Kingsman? Is it the Kingsman?
No, that was a movie.
I don't know. I think I'm sane, so I don't know if I know this.
So that is the theory, and maybe that they all got together and got Tyler Robinson and brainwashed him to carry out
MK Ultra.
The MK Ultra'd him to carry out the assassination, because she does sometimes, say that he was there and maybe did pull the trigger. I believe I have seen her say that, but just that maybe there was also other people. That's from what last time I checked, that was the best I could pull together of what she's trying to say.
I got you. Okay, so I'm gonna give mine. And this is right. I'm freestyling. Okay, in the future, Charlie Kirk becomes a villain. Like 2050, Charlie Kirk becomes a supervillain. So Candace Owens and the rest send Charlie Kirk back in time, send Candace back in time to meet Charlie Kirk when he was younger, to bring him and steer him and handle him to this position, so that he will be deleted before he becomes a supervillain and takes over the whole galaxy and destroys the multiverse. So now he's seen, as a martyr when he could have been seen as a monster, right? So when she came back,
this might be breaking news.
This is breaking news, y'all. And this is freestyle. I'm literally making this up as I go.
Did you get this from a dream? I feel like this might be from a premonition, though.
Well, there we go. No, but this is also from Terminator Salvation as well.
I did miss that one.
Trust me, everybody should have missed it. That was the problem with Terminator. They didn't know when to stop. Right. Okay, so, but other people were sent back as well in order to help kind of facilitate.
Right.
And they're the Maroon team. And that's why they had the maroon on. They weren't military necessarily. They were just there to help corral and make sure everything moved in the right direction so that Charlie would be in the right spot, so that Tyler Robinson could delete him and he would be a martyr and seen as a hero versus the monster he would become in 2057 when he does something really bad. Well, now he doesn't because he's not here.
He doesn't.
So that's what happened.
Wow, well, Candace should have led with that, because that's more believable than the garbage.
Right. I think she would have, if nothing else, she would have got a book deal out of it. Marvel might call her about it. Now, granted, it's kind of like the story of Cable too in Marvel Comics, but don't tell nobody, okay? All right, let's get Dr. Jesus.
Hard to be original.
Say again?
I said it's very hard to be original.
It is hard to be original. All right, let's get this going.
that, oh, there's like, no, there was nothing, didn't have more than what was told to the public. If they can just stick this on to a random kid, we got
Random kid. He
Random
was
kid.
a random kid. Oh, yeah. Okay.
problems, like lots of problems. So this is the final thing. If the legal system is also just a joke, I mean, I guess you could say my lawsuit with Brigitte is the same thing, and they're just using it to go after certain people and to protect certain people, which we kind of know that. Like, we don't know, but we know. I think it's going to get ugly in this country. I do. I hope not. I hope I'm wrong. But I think it is. I think that's where we're headed.
Okay, I'm going to stop Dr. Jesus before he jumps in. Candace really, and feel free to explain this Candace really believes that she is speaking to a billion people.
Mm-hmm.
Like a billion people are just hanging on her every word. And she says that, oh, like this face right here, like this face is the face of somebody that thinks that a billion people are following. I got to get that screenshot.
Too good.
People have been telling me I've been slacking on my screenshot. My pause game is pretty good, apparently. But she really thinks that she's speaking to a billion people. Like that she has these people captivated. And that's really why I think she came on Monday, because she wasn't supposed to be here this week. And I really think what happened is she saw what everybody saw on Sunday, and she was able to properly translate it as, I don't have control of these people like I thought I did.
What do you mean? The Super Bowl or
Super Bowl halftime show? Because, according to her, 8 people should have watched it.
Okay.
But no, it wasn't 8 people. So she tried her very best to suppress it, keep a beach ball underwater as much as she could, but she couldn't. And everybody knows that they did very well. But even more than that,
USA one.
yes, TPUSA's. Yeah. I'm sorry. TPUSA's halftime show was way better than Candace anticipated. She just thought it was going to just be like a little whatever. Again, like 10 people watching it. It wasn't. It was much more than that. To several magnitude. She was pissed off on Monday. She was fit to be tied on Monday. And I think it's because she realizes that she really doesn't have the voice that she thinks she does. I mean, there's a lot of people who don't know anything about Candace Owens.
Yeah.
And so, right. And they are blessed. But I think she really thinks that she really is trying to gin up like a mass of support. And she's constantly losing support. And it's such of that nature. So that's what I think is happening, in my opinion, based upon information and belief.
I think you called that.
Yeah. Okay, let's finish this up because time is coming fast. Oh, gosh. All right, let's go.
Gonna get ugly, and she said the word revolt, if I am not mistaken. So, okay, I guess maybe you're crazy, deranged, mommy sleuth. I apologize. I want to say that word, the mommy sleuths, right? Would be the right way to pronounce it, because I know that if I mispronounce it, I'm gonna say another thing that is not. It's not the thing that a gentleman would say.
What would he say? It cracks me up.
Maybe.
But I don't know. I don't think anybody would hold him. Now, if I said it wrong, I think most people would probably expect better from me. Right? They would expect better from me. But I'm like, no, I mean, I don't know what the word is he's trying not to say. So now I'm like really bothered by that.
Let me see.
He's gonna pull up
Sleuths.
Sleuths.
Sleuth. Okay. Mommy sleuth. Especially with the sound. I have to be careful. Just checking out with my
I would absolutely love to talk to him. I ain't gonna even lie. He's hilarious.
Pronunciation. You know that one has to be careful because my auto captioner can be relentless at times. And what is this about? Candace Owens proved that Erica Kirk killed Charlie is that a toddler woke up from their sleep. What in the... What is this? Is this for real?
I just would like to ask why. She then says that Charlie woke up for a snack at 2:40.
You know what that means, that Charlie woke up for a snack? You know what that means? Erica did not make Charlie a sandwich.
Look, you better drop that mic.
Didn't make him a
Candace
sandwich.
write a whole book on this?
Right. She
How
wrote a book
dare
called Make Him a
Erica
Sandwich.
not?
She could have used that as a selling point. Like, y'all, if you want your
Exactly.
kids, if you want your husband to stay in the bed, make him a sandwich. That's what she could do. She missed the chance. She missed the chance. Oh man. But yeah, so apparently because the little girl is a 3-year-old got up at like 2:30, 2:40 at night. Candace has equated that they were yelling and shouting and having an argument at 2 something in the morning. And that's what woke up the little baby girl. But I'm like Candace comes across, and people have been saying this before, Candace comes across like somebody who doesn't have children.
Right.
I'm like,
He does.
you do know kids wake up for a whole slew of reasons. Like, somebody will, one of the parents will sleep in another room or even on the couch for a whole slew of reasons. I'm like, what are we doing here? I don't get it. So I don't understand. But she pretends like she doesn't. Well, I'm not pretends. I'm sorry. She comes across like somebody who doesn't have 4 kids.
Right.
And
He never has any kind of perspective that you would take as someone who has so many children, that is a mother
that are under
cares
5.
About influencing children. Yeah. And that is
Under
especially
6.
that are
Under 6. Yeah, under 6, I think. Sorry about
any
that.
age that is not grown.
Right.
Small children.
It's just funny. Like she says things. I'm like, do you not have she has a 1 year, somebody who's sub 1 years old. And I noticed you don't have bags under your eyes. How does that work? I think there's a lot of women that would love to know, like, how does that work? You have 4 kids under 6 and you don't have bags under your eyes. Okay.
It's a good question.
But she just doesn't behave like somebody who has 4 kids. There's just so many things that come with parenting. Hey, look, I only got 2. And I know, like, it was rough. I remember them days. But I'm like, how do you not? And I was again, when President Firstborn was born, the hospital actually had a dad's parenting class, only for dads. And they would bring their newborns and they would help dads with all of the everything to show you how to rock them to sleep. I remember me rolling up in there. I loved it. I ain't gonna lie. I knew how to do a lot of it, but it was cool to work through. But again, like, and we only had 1. And we were living in a condo. And again, like the behavior of this woman is almost as if she doesn't have children.
Or she rarely has contact with her children.
That too, man.
We can only ask questions.
Right. We're just asking questions. But I'm like, goodness gracious, man. Like, again, I don't know. It just boggles my mind that you could have 4 children and be so obtuse to the plight of a woman who lost her husband and has 2 children by herself. And the amount of graciousness that she extends is crazy. Like, all I keep saying is, Candace, pray that you never on the other side of this equation. That's all.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you right now, the people that are going to be lining up will be selling tickets for people who want to get a piece of you when you're on this side of the equation. When you're on Erica's side, it's going to be a mess.
It's extraordinary that she has not been on the other side of the equation. I mean, a little bit because of when she got fired, she kept getting fired from all these different jobs, including at TPUSA. But they were actually so protective of her.
Yes.
And they actually worked really hard to not do cancel culture. I mean, and, something that this person, I'm sorry, I forgot his name.
Dr. Jesus?
Yes, Dr. Jesus mentioned. And it gets back to the larger conversation. Is this a free speech issue or is this a cancel culture issue? And I would say it's neither. I would say that this is an abuse issue. And how much as a society, and especially in that right-wing media ecosystem, will you tolerate abuse happening right in front of you?
Yes.
Do you have standards? Because what I respected about Charlie Kirk was that he seemed to have standards, and he wouldn't go certain places because certain people didn't, like Nick Fuentes, let's say, didn't meet his standard. Now, I think he really badly misunderstood things or miscalculated, or maybe thought he could be like super strategic with Candace and
Correct.
be able to utilize and leverage her, since he already went through the trouble of, like, you know, bringing her in, and then she was already a part of the ecosystem. So maybe he thought that, like, all right, I can play this game a little bit. But if you try to play games with narcissists, it never ends well. They always make you regret that.
I totally believe that. I totally believe that. And Dr. Jesus, we only had about 3 minutes left, and I am going to bring that up during the commercial break. But Candace is supposed to be, you know what? Never mind, because then I can actually speed Candace up. I take that back. I was about to say we'll jump in and save Dr. Jesus, but we'll finish him up. Let's finish this up.
2:45 in the morning. And apparently he was so loud, the apartment's small.
I mean, Candace had some kind of cameras in the house or something like that, or she was spying on them, or she is again, like, as I mentioned, like Alan Parsons' Project song. She's got an eye in the sky, looking at Charlie and Eric and everyone. She's looking at me right now. I don't know. She's omnipresent, something like that.
Maybe it was his excitement. He's like, yeah, you be you. Yeah, I'm so excited. Who knows?
No, I cannot watch this. I'm sorry. I am losing brain cells watching this. Natalie Denise, shout out to Natalie as well. Candace mocks Erica for saying "my Charlie," and you can hear the jealousy dripping off her lips. Goodness. All right. So it's maybe this is this clip is more palatable.
Was Charlie's husband. Erica's husband was gone. It's Erica and Charlie. Erica. She even intentionally used phrases like "my Charlie" in her initial speech, which was written in large part by Blake Neff, by the way, I'm told. Plus, in subsequent fundraising.
You know what a ghostwriter is, Candace? You know that if maybe the speech was written by Blake Neff, but the speech was going to be given by Erica, you know, that could be a thing. And the task of a ghostwriter, maybe you're writing a book or an article or a speech for someone, is that the voice of the article has to be the voice of the person who's going to give the speech. So I don't know if that is some gotcha for you, but okay, that is kind of lame, I guess.
Letters and emails. They wanted the public to know that it was "quote unquote" my Charlie, to remind them over and over again that's her husband. That's her husband. The intention was to lay, of course, the emotional groundwork for the sudden transfer of power.
What the fuck? What? But I didn't understand. Charlie was actually her husband. There's no lie in that. Oh, they were laying, by saying "my Charlie," she was laying the emotional groundwork for the transition of power. I mean, I am realizing that there's people who actually fall for this.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And again, those people vote. And again, fuck's sake, those people's votes.
Okay, she really has made him mad. I don't think I've ever heard it. Maybe I'm missing. Wow.
Count
I didn't even
the
know you
same
could say the
as
F-bomb on YouTube.
everyone else's.
I guess so.
That is not fair.
You know now.
Right.
That is not fair. You should. That's what they say. You should, I don't know, own land, have an IQ test or something like that.
Agree.
To vote. This is baffling. This argument is the most stupid thing that I've heard.
The idea being she's actually half of Charlie, so nobody should question anything. Charlie thought she was great, and you should think she's great. Nobody should be thinking or asking a question whether or not she's qualified to be the CEO and chairman. What's my point I'm making? No, Erica is not the person that moved that picture. In fact, it would be much more likely that Stacey Sheridan would have added that picture to the background. They would have said, Okay, we're in his office. What are we going to do? Oh, let's put up some stuff behind to remind people that this is her Charlie and how happy they were and how in love they were. So that really only leaves us with one other option. And that option would be that Charlie himself moved the frame.
This
My
is
God,
so desperate.
I lost brain cells watching this. I don't know. My shout out, my heart goes to anybody who watches Candace Owens. My heart goes out to you, right? That's is out. My heart goes out to you. And some of you are in the comments are saying are having polite questions. I don't trust Erica. Okay, and the question would be, why don't you trust Erica? That is a valid question. That should always be a valid question about anyone, literally anyone. Why not? And then there's this evidence that points in this direction, but I see so much of the evidence based on vibes and feelings. The most repeated statement about Erica Kirk is, there's something off about her.
Yes.
Okay, so now what should we do? What do we go from there? That is the actual question. I have told people, you throw me a bone, throw me an actual evidence about anything surrounding Erica, and I will look into it. And I have looked into it, and everything is nothing burger.
Right.
So, okay, maybe you can disagree with the golden dress. You can disagree with the video of her with
hand.
with the coffin and the stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, but it doesn't mean that she was, part of this conspiracy who killed Charlie Kirk. You can disagree with actions from her. You can say that, okay, the way that she grabbed J.D. Vance's head is odd. Okay, but many people are odd in many ways. It's like saying Donald Trump only eats McDonald's. Okay, that is odd. That is actually odd.
I agree.
Okay, what can we do about it? Nothing. So again, I would like to know what you think of this. What do you think about this in the comments? My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy. Much love.
All right. Shout out to Dr. Enriquez. I appreciate him giving us his wisdom always. All right.
Mess.
That was like, what is, I'm just amazed that people find so many things in order, and they're really just trying to prop up Candace. So sure, Erica, I don't know about her dress. It's not really my deal. My wife doesn't dress like that, and okay, fine. But she does, and that doesn't. I don't care. Like but that don't mean she. Well, so okay, fine. She dresses a certain way. I don't really get with it. That doesn't mean anything. She did anything though. Why is 1 + 1 equal peanut butter and jelly sandwich? Like, how are you making this work? How does this work?
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
And I just want to read something for the comment about the difference between a group and a cult. I think it's really important to distinguish that because, again, that deflection issue, and it creates confusion about what cults are. And cults are really dangerous things. So it's important to know the difference. A group allows independent thought, open disagreement, and the freedom to leave without punishment. A cult centers unquestionable authority, suppresses dissent, and uses social, emotional, and psychological pressure to control members.
Wow.
So that there's a clear and distinct difference between a group and a cult, and to try and blur those lines is disingenuous and dangerous. And I just want to.
No, thank you very much for that. Yeah. But I realize that Cantifa just uses terms however they want to, just willy-nilly, just throw things out there. This is weird, as if the word weird is like a stop. The other day when we had Peter come on, who was a Cantifa apologist, and literally was everything Erica does is weird. Okay. And what does that mean? Like, what's
Right.
the standard? Like, what is the baseline for a woman seeing her husband deleted on national television?
Right.
Like, what's the sample size of that to determine what appropriate and inappropriate behavior is? How many times has that happened? That's my point. And so it was a really weird conversation. I'm like, you do realize that you have no point here.
Right.
What she's doing is just weird. Okay, based upon what though?
Right.
And he couldn't give me anything.
Because
super weird.
I mean, for me, it's when you stop, it's a thought stopping cliche. It's like when you are actually becoming brainwashed because you're in a cult like dynamic that you can't have critical thinking anymore. Then that's, I mean, you're in a bad way. You're in a bad place, and you need to try to get away from that as quickly as possible. It's because it's not going to end well.
It is not. It is not at all. All right. Somebody sent me a picture of what they think Candace is. And I've heard this actually. Oh shoot, she's about to start.
Okay, you guys, I'm sorry that I'm running late today.
All right, I'll say that for a commercial break. Yeah, we gotta get this done. I do not want to do this all day. All right. Well, no further ado. Green hearts in the chat when you can hear.
Just so much that I wanted to cover our last show before we go off air next week, preparing for our limited Erica Kirk series. Now, we had received a large influx of emails because Baron Coleman had a bit of a viral episode regarding a seemingly weird relationship that Erica had with a then 15-year-old girl named Jillian. Erica was 25 years old at the time, and they developed a relationship that some people believe amounted to a type of grooming.
Oh, you're muted.
I'm sorry. There's something about the way that she records her show. The audio is super low, and there's nothing I can do except afterwards download it and then increase the audio.
Right.
I've tried everything under the sun, and because you can hear Dr. Enriquez fine, right?
Right. Yes.
Right. It's her. I've tried everything. I've taken everything apart in here, the whole nine. So it's her.
It's
I'm
totally
so sorry.
hearable. It's totally hearable.
Okay, here we go.
Now, Baron Coleman was very clear. He gave specific instructions to his viewers not to reach out to Jillian, who is now an adult, about the situation. And I, for some reason, was unable to follow these simple instructions. I reached out to her immediately. I don't know what's wrong with me. But I had a great chat with her about her dynamic with Erica. So welcome back to Candace.
That awkward pause.
Yeah, they've been messing up lately. I don't know why they're messing that up. I'm wondering what they're trying to do with that. Because they did it yesterday, too.
Maybe they're trying to make her seem more authentic.
Okay, shout out to Nimi Skincare for sponsoring today.
Okay, I don't care about that. That's a good question. I don't know. Maybe I do think they're, for whatever reason, I do think that it's intentional to try to come across like this is not recorded. I think that's what I think. I'm gonna stay there on that block that I think the show is recorded. All right, let's go.
Before we take a week off air, pulling things together for our Erica Kirk biographical series. Working title, Fatal Attraction. I'm kidding. Maybe I'm kidding. We don't know.
The woman.
Crazy.
Yeah. But
I didn't know that.
I didn't know it either. But
wow.
I'm just praying that God convicts her heart. That's all. I'm just praying that the Lord convicts her heart, and because again, we are now in Nebuchadnezzar territory where is this not the Babylon that I have built? That's what I mean. That's where we are. We are in Nebuchadnezzar territory for sure.
Speaking of a fatal attraction, something that has been doing the rounds on social media, thanks to first and foremost a YouTuber by the name of Nicey. So full credit to Nicey, and then of course Baron Coleman picked it up. I love it. We're all just pooling information. And here we are, is regarding this relationship that Erica had over, it looks like social media. A lot of it played out over social media. And I'm just going to actually cut to Nicey here, who's going to unpack it for you and to give you a little bit of background. It's 2013, and therefore Erica has just completed her year as Miss Arizona, and she's 25 years old at the time. Erica is. And now you're going to learn how she met Jillian. Take a listen.
Okay,
Oh,
so
this lady.
this one right here. So one of the things that Candace does very well is she introduces new people to bring out, so they will say something that she wants to say.
Mm-hmm.
She did it with Mitch. She did it with
Yeah.
the lady with the voice call. She'll bring somebody in to say something. Matter of fact, if anybody notices, Candace was not outright saying Erica did it until after she had that comedian Bassem Hussein on or whatever like that. That's when he said it. Then she was able to say it. So it's almost like she brings people in to say it so that she can always say, well, I'm just repeating what they say.
Right.
That's what I
Right.
think it is. But yeah, this young lady right here, we've already talked about her. So
And it creates a sense of false consensus.
that is correct.
Everyone's saying it.
Right. Because see, this person's saying it because then we don't know who's the first one to say it. So, all right, let's let her go.
Back in 2013, Erica was 25 years old and she was in a relationship with a basketball player named Joshua Harrelson. So at the time, he was living in Michigan and Erica moved out there to be with him. On the evening of September 15, 2013, Joshua Harrelson and Erica met a 15-year-old girl named Jillian Falcon. And I know this because Jillian tweeted about it. At 3:53 p.m., Jillian tweeted that she was out for sushi with her friend, and 2 hours later she tweeted, just met Miss Arizona and Josh Harrelson, heart eyes emoji. Now, I'm not sure if Jillian coincidentally bumped into Erica and Joshua or if they were introduced. What I do know is that Jillian had a friend, and the friend's grandparents were renting a home to Erica in Michigan. So I'm not entirely sure if all of these people just bumped into each other coincidentally at the sushi restaurant or if they were formally introduced, but nonetheless, they met, and Erica struck up what I view as a very odd relationship with the 15-year-old girl named Jillian.
So I can help clarify. I can build on that. Like I said, I spoke with Jillian, and that information, part of that information is very accurate. It was about payment for rent, and that is how Jillian meets Erica Kirk. She opens the door. She's presumably living with or visiting her boyfriend at the time, and she sees Erica Kirk, and she thinks, oh my gosh, this girl, 25-year-old girl, is so beautiful, and Erica is extremely kind to her, and they start speaking, and somehow, and Jillian does not recall how this transpired, somehow during this rent arrangement, Erica and her exchange numbers. Okay, so what happens next is they begin messaging each other, a texting relationship, and across social media, making comments on one another's posts. And in the beginning, it seems fine enough, I guess. The conversation is polite, maybe something that you might expect to see between someone who has some level of notoriety or fame and one of their fans over social media. But then it picks up, just as Nicey indicates. It picks up, and I am going to allow you to listen to her explain what then transpires. And I would also, again, like to reinforce the fact that this girl, Jillian, is 15 years old and Erica is 25. It's worth mentioning that at this point in her biography, Erica is also working with sex trafficking charities. This is that year where she says that she got involved with a sex trafficking charity over in China. I'll have more for you on that next week, but take it away, Nicey.
So real quick, I want to just, because you're typing and I can hear you.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, friend. So, okay, the fact that she is trying now, this message that I'm about to say is for the Cantifa people in the congregation. What does dragging Erica Kirk now? Let's say she was grooming. Okay, what does that mean? That in the regards of Charlie Kirk's deletion.
Right.
There's nothing like this is just muckraking and on a high level. This is some high level muckraking. This is super gross. But you know what though? I do believe that Candace said something the other day that this is God's platform. You know what? I'm going to give her that. Now, I don't think she meant the capital G God, but I'm going to say that it is the capital G. And I'm going to say it again. This is her Nebuchadnezzar moment. I do believe we're looking at her Nebuchadnezzar moment. And we will see, again, either I'm lying or I'm not. Let's go. Let's bring it in.
On February 13th, 2014, Jillian replied to one of Erica's tweets by saying, "At Erica Francevy, gorgeous as always." A few hours later, she then tweeted, "Why did at Erica Francevy just send me this?" Laughing emojis, and there is a photo which says, "This Valentine's Day, I am going to touch your butt." Jillian posted this tweet on March 6, 2014. So Erica says, "Let me call you, hold on sweetheart, give me a sex. Wow." And then Jillian says, "Okay," and puts laughing emojis. Erica then says, "Sex too, but not from you, lol. Holy laughing emoji. You always make me laugh. I don't bat for the other team just yet." On March 13th, 2014, Jillian shared another screenshot of her text messages with Erica. Erica says, "I forgot to tell you, hydrate tonight. No alcohol, and don't eat a lot of salty foods. You don't want to look bloated." Jillian then responds, "Thank you." Erica says, "No alcohol. Really, Erica? Age recognition, you twat waffle. Apparently, I haven't had my coffee yet." What the hell, Erica? Laughing emoji. Well, on that bite, ... Note, damn you, Siri. Come on, hashtag the struggle. What are you trying to say, laughing emoji? Spit it out, you twat waffle. On the morning of March 26, 2014, Jillian tweeted, "I just want to be somebody's woman crush Wednesday. Is that too much to ask?" That evening, she then tweets, "Thank you at Erica Francevy for making my whole week." And she shares this photo, and the photo is of a gnome, and it says, "I want to be inside your lady garden." Gnome saying, on April 3rd, 2014, Jillian tweeted this picture and said, "I miss this goon." A few minutes later, she tweeted, "Did Erica just text me hashtag no new friends? Oh my fucking god, I can't." A few days later, on April 5th, 2014, Jillian posted this tweet, "Getting this in the mail from Erica Francevy." And in the photo is a red box of chocolate-covered strawberries and other chocolate desserts. And the card in the photo says this, "Happy sweet 16, beautiful girl. Keep strong in faith and know that you're loved. But most of all, never forget that you are perfect and amazing just the way you are. I am so proud of you. Today is the first day of another 365-day journey around the sun. Enjoy the trip, boo. Love you, E." On June 7th, 2014, Jillian shared this tweet. "This has to be the most heartfelt compliment I've ever gotten." And she attached a screenshot of her conversation with Erica. So Jillian says, "Thank you." Erica says, "You have the most stunning features." Jillian says, "Best compliment ever." Erica says, "Your eyes, your lips, your skin, you're absolutely beautiful." Jillian responds with the crying emoji, "You're making me cry." In February of 2014, Jillian went on a family trip to Puerto Rico, and Erica was liking and commenting on her Instagram posts. So Jillian posted this
Candace's
photo of
facial
the
expressions are so extreme.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I
This
don't
is
know.
insane. The fact that they're trying to twist this into a scandal is so desperate.
That is
It
correct.
is
And I'm like,
so desperate.
yeah, I mean, it doesn't look good. I don't know. You're
It
right.
doesn't look like anything.
Right. I mean, I'm saying like an adult telling a kid, some of this stuff. Okay, that's probably. I'll say like this: as a father, if somebody was sending it to my daughter, we'd have a problem. So that's what I'm
But
looking
what
at.
part?
But some of the things that are like that's inappropriate for a 25-year-old to be saying that to a 15-year-old. I can rock with that.
That her features are attractive.
Yeah, some of it's a little bit out of pocket, like the gnome thing. I got you.
But
That's inappropriate.
I mean, just as a woman, I've sent back and forth like funny, inappropriate jokes to other female friends, and that was a pretty PG joke.
No, and hear me. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I think it would be inappropriate. I would call this person or have a conversation with this person if you're sending these to my daughter. Now, watch this. If I'm assuming that the friends that you're talking about are north of 18.
Yes.
So sub 18, I'm calling you. We need to have a conversation. And I'm probably going to get her phone number changed. right? But again, so that's all I'm saying. I got you. I don't know the full context of this, and that's the part that I don't like. Is I feel like they're very quick to show. If this be the case, then I need to see everything. I need to see all the meta before, 3 days before, 3 days after. I need to know what this conversation, what was going on,
Right.
because I just need more about it. So I wouldn't. So I'm not jumping on anybody's neck. I'm just like, I don't know about that one. It doesn't look good. But I want to know more about it.
That's the
So
point. They're
Right.
trying to skew it so that it doesn't look good.
right.
Which is
And so,
where you
but
can guess probably there's something else going on, but
right. So I'm not landing where they're landing. But I'm just like, that doesn't look good. You're right. I can rock with that. That needs to we need to figure it out. But I need to know more about it. But because I'm also aware that the person sharing this information wants me to feel and believe something about Erica Kirk. So therefore, you're not going to show me 3 days before, 3 days after all the metadata because that's the standard that Candace uses. You're not going to show me that because you want me to think something particular. So yeah, I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm not moved by this. But let's go.
and a couple people had some interesting points that they're bringing up that
Okay.
she was could have been mentoring this young woman who's trying to be a model and give her a confidence boost, which is very normal, like in female relationships. And someone else mentioned that garden gnome meme came from the girl, not from Erica. I don't know. I didn't catch that, but
Okay, let me see. Let me see.
the from section on the visual.
Hold on. Is this it right here? I don't know. Because right here. Okay. Okay. Let me pull it in. All right. So here's the garden gnome. And you're saying what? What did they say?
So see, that girl posted this gnome. Oh, I guess, but they're saying that the girl's saying that Erica sent that to her, maybe through a text, and then the girl posted it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I also think it's very bizarre that someone would constantly be posting private things that were sent in private to Twitter. That's not normal. Even in 2013, that's a very bizarre behavior.
Right. So yeah, I don't know. I got a lot of stuff. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Now let me get back to wherever we were. Okay, here we go. All right, let's go.
Are my favorite picture I took. My mom wants to get it blown up at Erica Francevy. Erica responds, I could see why, boo. Jillian responds, so perfect at Erica Francevy. Erica then responds, ... yes, I know you are.
I'm just going to follow that with a little bit of silence. I just want us to all contemplate it. Let's actually contemplate it for the people who are going to try to explain it.
This is a very interesting strategy she's been employing for the last week or so. She tries to get into the mind of, she wants to come over here to this side and explain it as if she's me or us, the people that disagree with her. So she spends a lot of time addressing the counter arguments, which I think is very interesting. I just wonder, like, if we saw Candace Owens text messages and her DMs and her iMessage and WhatsApp and all that kind of stuff like that, would we run across any conversations that we could look at and be like, what's going on here? What's happening here? Like, would there be anything like that? Right. And I think we all know that there probably would, because we all do things that are dumb, right? We all do this kind of stuff. So why is she pretending as if, again, this is really weird, because I really believe that most of the things she does is projection anyway. And I really am like, wow, what is on your phone? If you treat Erica like this, what's in your Instagram that you deleted? Like, what's in there? Which is wild, but.
And it's just crazy that she hasn't been spotlighted in that way. Like, no one's really sharing text messages from her. No one is scrutinizing her at this level where they are exposing emails and text messages. But it's because normal people don't do that, number one. And number two, it's because they don't want to get in her crosshairs. And for someone who is a narcissistic abuser like this and also has very, very deep pockets and also has a big audience, you are basically set up to have a little dictatorship that you run where no one is going to cross you because they don't want to get in your crosshairs. So it's a very unfair, imbalanced situation. And,
Absolutely.
that's why you see the silence.
Yeah. All right, let's give it a shot. Let's go.
Who are going to be like, that's not weird. No. What? Never been a 25-year-old sending chocolate covered strawberries to a 15-year-old? That's not weird. You guys are haters.
No, I did say it was weird, right? I did say a lot of weird stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think the message to her was actually bad. And if she likes chocolate covered strawberries, like what are we doing wrong? I don't get that part. But the rest of it, I'm like, hey, maybe I need to read more into it. I need to hear more about it. So that's all I'm saying. But go ahead.
I'm just wondering too, like, what if the context of the text from what Erica sent to that girl was like, someone just sent me this hilarious meme. How silly or whatever, or like some guy who wants to get with me sent me this and it's so stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't even, we don't know what the context was for that meme being sent, and it's totally taken out of context and like a total manipulation.
Right. Yeah, I'm like, and I know Abigail was joking here when she said, girls, like my Spelman sister gave all of us, when we went on a cruise together, she gave all of the wives custom beach bags with their names on it, embroidered on it, very nice beach bags that everybody got.
Cool.
And all the brothers was looking like, wait, Eric, what's up, my guy? But like this, I don't think that it doesn't seem weird to me. I don't know. It doesn't seem weird that the trying to be like supportive and the strawberries. I don't see anything wrong with that. Again, some of the messages, I need to see the context. I want to see 3 days before, 3 days after. I need to see the metadata to understand what are they talking about. Because I can think of some reasons why somebody would do that, but I need to know exactly why they were doing it, or at least to a betterment. But yeah. So anyway, all right. So let's see how Candace spins this out.
Oh, come on. You've never, as a 25-year-old, decided to message a 15-year-old about their lips and their skin and how perfect they are. You never decided to message them when they posted a photo of them with a person that's their age and said, no new friends. Almost like territorial, or that's obviously all just a joke or something like that. By the way, just in general, going back to how they met, I'm trying to rationalize in my head, under what scenario, if you opened the door and a 15-year-old was there, would you exchange numbers with them? Like, I'm trying to rationalize it. Maybe if they were with their parent and they were like the parent.
Why does she make it sound like she just walked up to the door and gave her phone number? Like, knock on the door, knock. Hey, open the door. Hey, here's my phone number. Like, what? She's embarrassing at some point. Like, some point she's just like, you're just reaching.
Yeah.
You're just reaching.
Parents were like, he was looking for a job. Like, I don't know if you need like a babysitter. You guys want to go to dinner for a couple of hours, sort of a thing, maybe. But I'd probably take the parents' number. Yeah, I would definitely take the parents' number. I actually can't rationalize that. So I'm throwing that out because sometimes people in the chat can be more creative than me. And they can say, oh, no, it's totally adorable to exchange numbers with the 15-year-olds and then kind of have this relationship with them where you're commenting and making lesbian jokes. I don't, swing for the next team yet. Is that appropriate to say to a 15-year-old when you're 25? Come on, where are my Erica splainers in the chat?
I don't know. That's the thing. Like, you see how she's upset about something. She's mad. Like, where's my Erica splainers? What is that? I don't have to explain it. You brought it to us. You explain it. I don't have to explain it. Not whatsoever. How about you give us the 3 days before and 3 days after? How about that one?
Right.
Then that'll give us some context. Like, what do you expect us to do?
Or is the girl saying that Erica abused her? Like, what did the girl say? At any point, was there context given that the girl feels abused?
That's a good question. And I noticed she said she called her or reached out to her or whatever, but she's not telling us what the girl said. And I think that's probably because she doesn't say what she's saying. That's what I think. But again, I don't know. But this is let her finish.
I want to hear it. It's a time to be alive. You know, everyone's explaining Jeffrey Epstein and all of his friends. Go ahead, go for it. I think it's fine. Go ahead. I want to hear it.
Comparing her to Jeffrey.
There's so much
That's
that
wild.
disturbs me about that. But again, when I first was going, everything is wrong here. That's my natural intuition. I didn't want to then extrapolate and jump to conclusions until I spoke with Jillian. On the off chance that maybe it is my personal senses, having learned everything about Erica's background, maybe my personal senses about Erica might be clouding my judgment. Maybe there was a perfectly reasonable explanation for that sort of relationship. Maybe she really is just such an amazing person by the time she's 25 years old.
Bitter.
Just strong and faithful Christian.
Bitter.
That she wants a 15-year-old to feel sexy or something. And I also want to note that this particular 15-year-old at this time, what we know based off of Jillian's tweets, is that she doesn't have a father in her life. Okay. She tweeted this in June of 2014. I haven't seen my dad over 2 years. Okay. The reason why I want to point that out is because Charlie Kirk and I did a lot on the road discussing father absence and how these teenagers and children are instantly more vulnerable to tons of things, getting involved in the wrong networks, criminal activity. You need a father in the home. So I just find it interesting that it's a good fact to know about this girl at this time. Maybe her father's in her life since. I don't know. I didn't ask her. But I told you I called her. I instantly reached out because sometimes I just can't follow instructions the right way. And I asked her about how she felt about it 10 years removed from a situation. And she responded exactly how you might expect. She said at the time, as a 15-year-old, she was blown away by this amazingly beautiful, older, semi-famous person that was giving her all of this attention. And for clarity, I am completely empathetic to that position and experience as a younger girl, obviously. I correlated to how I felt. I think I've told you guys in the past about Christina Aguilera.
She absolutely only empathizes when she can be empathetic and still slam the person that she's talking about.
Right.
So it's never like if you go back and watch Monday, she could say, this about Bad Bunny, this is good about Bad Bunny, this is bad about Bad Bunny.
Mm-hmm.
But she completely scorched earth TPUSA. Nothing good could come out of that.
Right.
Nothing, she could speak nothing positive about it. And I said it. I said, the left will never give you any ground. We will fight one another to give the left some kind of compliment. Fight one another to give them some kind of room and wiggle. They won't do the same for us. And this is what I'm talking about. So she can be empathetic only because it relates to her story. Okay, let's go. All right.
When she first dropped, and then I was obsessed with her when I was 13, 14 years old. My mom put me on punishment because I was so obsessed with Christina Aguilera. Christina Aguilera, at that point in my life, maybe if my mom had not punished me for idolatry, but at that point in my life, I'm racing home to watch TRL because I got to make sure she's number one. If Christina Aguilera had then given me tons of attention, I'd be like, oh, I can't even believe this. Christina Aguilera is giving me attention. She probably could have manipulated me into a lot of things because my brain would not have been developed. This is normal tween to early teen emotions and passion. And it's precisely, if you track my work, what has always been my biggest gripe with Taylor Swift, even though I like her music, it's because I find that she harnesses the power of that tween emotion to get business deals done. Yet she's 36. Anyway, I digress. That's the point of that. We know that they're reactive, they're emotional, and her fans will kill somebody if they have to, right?
Oh, gosh.
But hindsight is 20/20, as we always say. And Jillian today is now 27 years old, and she fully appreciates how absolutely weird this was and how absolutely weird it is. And she's going back and she is wondering, what exactly was this all about? What exactly was Erica harnessing her teenage emotion for? Why is she continually telling her that she's beautiful, that she has perfect lips? Why is this 25-year-old who's not even from Michigan interested in this dialogue with her? And something she points out is, I was with my friend when I met her, but she never had this relationship with Cheyenne. Cheyenne is mentioned elsewhere in that video. Why was it particularly Jillian that she was interested in? And curiously, get this, she tells me that she and Erica actually never hung out in person beyond that first meeting. So this was purely meant to be a platonic relationship where Erica said stuff even like this to her on Instagram. Jillian, that dime piece beside the car, though, she's referring to Jillian, just so we're clear, she's referring to Jillian beside a car as a dime piece.
This
Again, if
is
this was
so
two
desperate.
15-year-olds speaking to each other, I'd be
How do we know that, though? How do we know that? I mean, again, this just sounds like you just really want something. You're really reaching.
Desperate.
And again, okay, fine. You know what? All of it's true. Why does this mean that she killed Charlie Kirk?
Right. What's
Like,
the point?
okay, fine. So you've exposed, and this is the thing I keep telling people. Candace is good at exposing people's sin as if she's not a sinner.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm just sorry. This is some Pharisee and tax collector type of activity right here. God, I thank you that I'm not like this low down, good for nothing 25-year-old that was texting a 15-year-old. Okay, Candace. I'm just saying. This could be her result. Her downfall is going to be wild. That's all I'm gonna say, because it's going to be interesting, to say the least. All right, let's go.
like, that's totally fine. I actually tend to agree with Nice's assessment elsewhere in the video. Just put in your mind, this is a 25-year-old man referring to a 15-year-old girl. What would happen? What would you be thinking? And
Yeah, but women do a lot of stuff that men wouldn't do.
Right.
I mean, y'all do a whole bunch of stuff that guys that wouldn't. First of all, we wouldn't do that at all with guys our age or otherwise. Like, no, like y'all just women. I mean, come on. I think that narrative. I think we all can agree. Men and women do things differently, and that's just it. Like, I don't understand why she can't understand that, but maybe she don't have any friends. I don't know.
again, Erica did not actually hang out with her beyond that. So what exactly was her stated goal? Well, I can at least tell you what that last weird text exchange was about, the one where Erica tells her not to drink and to suck her stomach in tonight, wherever they're going tonight. People assumed that they had gone somewhere together, but no, that exchange is actually in reference to Erica then having sent this 15-year-old to have photos taken. Insane. She sent this 15-year-old to have photos taken. She's helping her because she's just so beautiful get into maybe some modeling. That's at least how she presented it to her. So after telling her how beautiful and perfect her lips were.
So did the girl say it or not? Did the girl say, yeah, I was trying to get into modeling? Because I wouldn't like, hey, Mirror, let me send you, my mechanic's number so you can soup up your car. What are you talking about? Oh, don't you want to get into street racing? Oh, you didn't want to get into street racing? My bad. Like, what are you talking about? Did she not say, was she trying to get into it or not?
Right.
Because then it would be, okay, then yeah, that would make sense that would stand out. But what caused her to think that she wanted to get photos taken?
Right. There's
Something
just
had to-
intentional context missing to the point where the story doesn't even make sense, even if
Right.
it was about showing Erica was actually guilty of something. The missing context, the gaps, the redacted information is so deep that the story doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, yeah, I agree 100%. So, all right, let's go. But again, I think personally, okay, I'm gonna put on my future telling hat. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen in the future. For the next 9 days, she's gonna get drugged for this. She's gonna get drugged for this. Watch her on Twitter. She is going to be going nuclear from tonight all the way until she ever gets back on camera, because they're going to drag her for this. Jillian's going to probably come on somewhere. People are going to find her, and this story is going to fall apart like a house of cards. And she is going to look so crazy. Now, that being the case, I don't know why this woman is texting a 15-year-old, but when I was 25 years old, we didn't have text messages like that. So I understand the context. Like, I don't understand communicating like that when I was 25 years old. So I'm not going to act like I fully understand all of this. So, okay, fine. It don't look that good. I already said that. Now, that being the case, what does it mean?
Right.
Tell me, interpret it for me, interpolate it for me. Press 1 for English. Tell me what this means. Okay, tell me what it means. So I think, and somebody mentioned it, like, well, Candace might need to be really careful because she has a whole friend, Andrew Tate, that's got some pretty bad background. His background's got some problems. She worships Kanye West, pretty bad background. Maybe you need to do a little bit of deep dive on them. Just something to think about.
Right.
Okay,
Exactly. The double standard.
Yeah. All right, let's go.
Then sets her up with a photographer, a friend of Erica's. Erica, she says, arranged the entire thing. This person she had only met once, then after what maybe love bombing her, we describe it, then sends her to meet up with this male photographer. And Jillian said that this photographer was kind of creepy. She's trying to remember his name. She says she remembers it began with an R, and he was kind of shorter,
Oh gosh,
chubbier. And yeah, I'd say, yeah, Jillian, that's pretty creepy. Any photographer who is taking photos of a 15-year-old without their parents' consent is a
hold on 1 second. Where did it say Mrs. Kirk?
Maybe in the email thread or something.
That's a very interesting point. I don't think I saw that. I'm just trying to jump back and see. Oh my gosh, man, how far is it in these comment threads? I'm trying to see if I see one that looks like right here. Maybe let's see.
Someone said in the Instagram post.
In the Instagram post, okay. We're doing our own investigation here. It does say that right there. That's interesting.
Can you make it bigger?
Hold on, let me screenshot it. And bring it over here. See, I can make it a little bit bigger.
622
weeks ago. It's almost like she pulled it up after the
11
fact.
years ago.
Yeah, it's like she pulled it up. Okay, so maybe her name changed. Maybe if you change your name in Instagram, you think maybe that's it?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe that's it. So if you change your name, maybe it's now Mrs. Erica Kirk, but back then it was whatever
her name is. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't. All right, y'all know I'm not the best Mac person, y'all. Please forgive me. People, like 19 people, going to email me, tell me what I could do to do this, but I'm trying not to do without. I'm trying to not ruin it. Okay, I can't get it to pop up, but let me pull the. That's what I think it is. Does that comport? Does that comport? Invented pose. All right. Let me see. Was Jillian? Okay, I think that's it. So let me get back to wherever we were. I think this is about it.
Jillian, that's pretty creepy. Any photographer who is taking photos of a 15-year-old without their parents' consent is a creep. Find me this. I am looking to find and discover who this person was. And I would also similarly say that any person who is arranging for photographs to be taken of a 15-year-old girl without explicit permission from that person's mother is a total creep. So Erica, having done this, is completely and utterly creepy. It's creepy. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. I will not allow people to say that it makes sense in some context. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. I asked, did she speak to your mother? She said, no, she never spoke to my mother. This was happening on the phone. Her mom's probably thinking she's just on Instagram speaking to whoever, and she's not even considering that this is happening. So what does all of this sound like? It sounds to me like every parent's worst nightmare. Your kid has a phone, they get social media accounts, they're making friends over the internet, and the next
Parents'
thing you know,
worst
you find
nightmare.
out that
They
there's
find
a
an older
man
female
at
friend.
night, if Erica's message is to be believed, who's taking photos of them. So I'll ask the question, the obvious question here. How much smoke before we are allowed to confirm that it seems there may be a fire? Because everything in Erica Kirk's story, which we will more thoroughly present to you in the weeks to come, has proximity to child trafficking scandals and proximity to charities and involvement with charities that had trafficking scandals and abuse scandals, sometimes literal proximity, by the way. Like, I think I've mentioned this, Turning Point USA's headquarters, incredibly, maybe I haven't mentioned it, they're almost directly across the street from the #1 human and child sex trafficking location in Arizona, a place called Arizona Mills. If you're in Arizona, everyone goes, oh yeah, I know what that is. Yeah, everybody knows about Arizona Mills. Who picked this location for a student activist organization? Who was the real estate agent on that deal? I feel like when a good real estate agent comes around, you're like, oh, is this a good spot? And they'd say, you know what? You don't want to be close to Arizona Mills. It's not a great spot for a student activist organization.
So is she implying that TPUSA is there? Yep. And so that would be Charlie being involved in human trafficking at this point, not Erica.
I'm telling you, don't be surprised if she ends up coming out. Don't be surprised if she ends up coming out saying that Charlie Kirk was a bad person. Do not be surprised.
I think she's gunning for that.
I mean, and you know what? Because I know that I know my guest has to get ready to leave, so I don't want you to have to leave without giving everybody an opportunity to hear your voice and such of that nature. But I mentioned it yesterday. Like, she's setting the stage. The Charlie Kirk that Candace's picture of Charlie Kirk behind the scenes is a fraud. Mm-hmm. He's a fraud about his Christian faith. Yeah. He's a fraud about his marriage. Mm-hmm. He's a fraud about everything that he presented on the stage or on camera. Candace is basically saying that it was something different.
Yes.
So I don't know at what point does she just say Charlie was the problem.
Mm-hmm. You're totally right about that. Right. That is what she's gunning for. That's what she's been angling for this whole time.
Yeah, I think
that he actually, even though he spent his life advocating for Israel and the Jewish people, actually he was against Israel and the Jewish people. The fact that he proclaimed to be a Protestant Christian, actually he was a Catholic. The fact that he proclaimed to love Erica and they had a healthy, happy marriage and healthy, happy family. Actually, she was a psychopath and the marriage was miserable. Right. Everything, all of it.
There's nothing about Charlie.
He was a fraud.
He's a fraud. I mean, I don't see at what point she's not going to just say that. Mm-hmm. I don't know that. I don't know at what point, Amelia, she won't just say Charlie was a fraud and a scamster, or because we still haven't talked about money. She's alluded to it, but at what point is she going to say, yeah, Charlie was responsible, was complicit in this terrible money deals? Because she does realize that everything that the Wolf of Finance, that guy that was trying to say that TPUSA had some shady money deals, you do realize Charlie was alive during that. Mm-hmm. So it wouldn't be that he didn't know it. So by you saying that they were doing shady deals and shell companies, this, that, and the third, you do realize Charlie would be a part of that.
Right. Well, and at first she was sort of making it sound like he wanted to do this big audit and the people around him felt maybe that they were going to get exposed and that's why they killed him. Mm-hmm. But it would be really a unique case that someone as hands-on as Charlie would not know that millions of dollars were being laundered through his organization. That would be really exceptional.
And being the fact that they do an audit every year, the big audit that
the director has to sign off on.
Right. They already do an audit every year because they're a 501c3. He just wanted them to be more efficient. Mm-hmm. And that, which makes sense. The whole, Doge audit. Well, Doge wasn't a word in 2022. Right. It came in with the bringing on of Elon Musk. Mm-hmm. So it just seems like a real big nothing burger. Mm-hmm. But okay, so my guest today, ladies and gentlemen, has been the mirror reflecting the left. And I just want to say thank you so much. I know you said you do have to leave early, so I do appreciate you. Yeah. If the mods could please make sure we drop her link in the chat, I really would appreciate it. Where do you see this going? Give me your future hat. Where do you think this is going?
Well, first, I also want to thank the mods. I've been seeing them drop the link this whole time, and I just really appreciate the work that they're putting in. And thank you, Jason, for having me here. And thank you to the audience for having me. It was really awesome to get to see this community and how you all interact. This is my first time being on a live stream, so it's been fun for me. Yeah,
well, you're a pro. You're a pro.
Yes, thank you.
You were doing great.
Thank you. But yeah, I don't see it ending well. I think that she is on a spiral. She's making less and less sense. But the more desperate she becomes, the more she will likely lash out and become more destructive. Because she already doesn't care about truth. She already doesn't care about who she hurts as long as she can still get that supply. So it's really like watching someone at the end stage of a drug addiction, like right before. And I've had a lot of drug addiction that has ended tragically in my own family. So it's like,
Okay.
I think many of us know that reference when you see someone and it seems like maybe this is going to be maybe the last time or something, like in that way of like, they are hell bent on self-destruction. So I don't know what that would look like for someone like her who has so much money at their disposal. It's almost like, we've seen some celebrities at that stage where it's like, wow, they look really bad. They're spiraling, and then, they fall off. But she just has such an engine around her that it's like, it's staying propped up, just like falsely. This house of cards is just staying falsely propped up so aggressively that it's hard to know what direction it's going to land in once it starts to topple. But this level of lying and not even trying to keep the grift believable anymore, it cannot be sustained. But my whole thing is that this is an opportunity to grow and to learn about what abuse looks like and what narcissistic abuse is, so that in our everyday lives we can protect ourselves, and also we can protect ourselves from being taken advantage of by people like Candace, because there are many people like her in the world, maybe not as highly platformed, but we need to protect our mind, body, spirit, soul, finances from people like this and the influence of people like this in the world. And I just really hope that people in right-wing media and the conservative space and the moderate space, all of the networks, all of the different really diverse networks that Charlie affected, that they can wake up to what's happening here, and that they stop making space for it in the name of free speech or in the name of, being anti-cancel culture. Not allowing abuse to happen right in front of your face is not participating in cancel culture. If you can't distinguish the difference between those two things, you need help. And that's where I stand with it. So
no, I love it. Thank you so much. Lots of support for my guest. Lots of support. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so very much. Now, most guests stay on for 4 hours. So you know what that means. They've only been on it for 2 hours and 12 minutes. So
I can hack it for 4 hours.
You owe me.
I have stuff to say.
You owe me an hour and 48 minutes.
Okay.
So
that's fair. That's fair.
So we will have to have you back. I'm just gonna round it up to 2 hours.
Okay.
There we go. So we round it up to 2 hours. You owe me another 2 hours. We gotta have you come back. Amelia, thank you so much. A great guest. I really appreciate it. Mods, thank you again for right. Everybody's put 2 in the chat. Everybody put 2 in the chat and let Amelia know that she owes us 2 minutes, 2 hours.
I love it.
We might round it up to 10. We just might round it up to 10. All right. But no, for real. Thank you, Mods, for dropping her link in the chat. If you all could please go check out her series she did on overcoming narcissism and such like that. I'm just going to say like this, especially if you are a dog lover, I think you'll like her series. I don't really like pets. So that's a people know that I don't like pets, but you know what? I could get with it. So.
I feel like you could relate to it more than.
Yeah, no, I was down in.
I actually got a little testy on me with that one. So.
Okay, well, don't jump on her. Please don't jump on her.
No
dog lovers. Please don't. Dog pile is crazy. All right, get out of here. Have a fantastic night.
Have a great night, everyone.
Thank you. All right, so that was Amelia. Thank you so much to everybody for being so kind to her. We'll have to have her come back. Hey, maybe we need to have a biblical worldview. Come on. Hey, what do you know? We could do another team up again. Shout out to A Biblical Worldview. I appreciate her being in the chat as well. Y'all, what we gonna do about this girl? This woman is wild. Candace is wild, y'all. I'm like, wow, I can't, you know what I can't wrap my mind around? There are people in the world that I don't like, right? There are people that you don't like. I can't imagine not liking somebody to the degree that Candace doesn't like Erica and Charlie Kirk. I'm like, I'm in awe. Like, wow, wow, okay. I didn't think you could hate somebody that much. I mean, this is amazing, the amount of hatred that this woman is displaying. And, shout out to Cantifa. Y'all are following a hateful person. That's just it. There's no other way around it. I mean, it's just true. I didn't make the rules. It's just reality. So anyway, y'all, let's finish this up. And then we'll get to a station break and I'll go through and maybe we'll just detox. Maybe we'll just pull the plug on it. I don't know. Anyway, let's finish up, y'all. Green Hearts in the chat when you can hear.
I do know who handpicked it. I was around for that. It was Tyler Boyer. He's like a proud fifth generation, I think he says, Arizonan. He grew up in its backyard, right, Chandler, Gilbert area. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that he was familiar with the reputation of Arizona Mills. Tracy Martin, Erica's best friend, she's also has been involved in charity work for trafficking victims via Dream City Church, which we mentioned to you. And that actually makes sense because Dream City Church runs Phoenix Dream Center. Phoenix Dream Center, according to their website, is a center that provides residential rehabilitation, shelter, and care for victims of human trafficking. Wow, everyone is so amazing. So amazing. They just can't get enough of trying to help these trafficking victims. It says that they provide affordable housing for men and women that are in transition after having been trafficked. They give them food, they give them clothing. Nothing to see there because it's a charity. You can't question a charity. Turning Point USA's charity. You can't question a charity.
I don't think anybody said
Stacey
that.
Sheridan, who has been playing the role of Erica Kirk's mother, we recently discovered worked under Jeffrey Epstein's friend, Kenneth Starr, at Pepperdine University. By the way, I can't find a trace of her actually at Pepperdine University, aside from her resume where she says she worked there for 8 years, but in Kenneth Starr's office. But the point is that for almost a decade, she worked for Kenneth Starr at the exact same time that he was working with Jeffrey Epstein. Okay. But Stacey Sheridan is not Erica's real mom. Lori is Erica's real mother. We had mentioned to you this desert spirit tech company that she was running. Lori was running on a Native American reservation. And boy, were we hit with a lot of emails about, you guessed it, high instances of children and girls being trafficked off of that specific reservation where the office is not located because somebody went and they said this address does not exist. But all of that, by the way, we'll get into in the weeks to come. In the short term, we can confirm that this just must be all one unfortunate coincidence, right? All of it. You are a monster, by the way, for even noticing this. For even noticing that.
Okay, I'm going to stop this for a second. No, it's not that they're coincidences. You are stringing together this macaroni noodle necklace of things that don't go together. That's what the problem is. They're not that if it's not the coincidental issue. It's the fact that you're stringing them together and reading into them way more than anything else, because you do realize she's showing you no proof that any of that stuff that she said is true about the mall, about anything about, well, we saw the whole thing with the address not being there. There's no building there, but ma'am, the woman hasn't had the building for 10 years. So it's just these types of things right here that are just kind of silly. And again, they're going to, Cantifa's going to go hard in the paint for her, but they're going to have a rough couple of days, man. They're going to have a rough weekend for sure, because people are not giving her any duck and cover on this at all. Let's get done.
This theme, you are a monster for wondering if Charlie also began to notice this theme in the end, because what exactly happened the night before he died?
Well, Charlie, you've already said, is a fraud. Charlie has been a fraud on so many levels. He pretended to be Protestant. He was really Catholic. He pretended to, he's fake. He's a fake. He pretended to be pro-Israel, but he wasn't. He's a fraud. So why do we even need to give Charlie any duck and cover? Like, this woman is insane.
It was Erica being so weird but providing a sensible alibi for her whereabouts on September 8th. Why did nobody see her? When somebody else believes they did see her at Fort Huachuca. Speaking of September 8th, by the way, it's also an important date to flag. I think it's a little weird, but it's a fact that Erica chose that date in particular to break her years-long Twitter silence. Did you know this? Erica had not authored a tweet since 2023. Right? She had retweeted a couple of things. Who knows if somebody did it for her? But she herself had not authored a tweet. Suddenly, 48 hours before Charlie's death, on September 8th at 10:49 a.m. Arizona time, she decides to break that silence with this tweet, scripture. Ephesians 2:8, for by grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not your own doing. It is the gift of God, not a result of work, so that no one may boast, okay? And suddenly she then was on a roll. She then tweeted again on September 9th, 9:44 a.m. local time. She tweeted, oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man that takes refuge in him. And then again, on the day that Charlie is assassinated at 9:45 a.m. Arizona time, which is an hour and a half, okay, an hour and a half before he's killed, Erica tweets, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. People ran like, wow, I can't believe this. This godly woman happened to have tweeted this right before her husband got assassinated. Like I said, you're a monster for noticing. If you're thinking that like, no, she just really did suddenly want to break her Twitter silence. And she's very, as we can see, she is committed to the Lord. Every sentence that comes out is about God. So how could you question it, right?
I'm done. All right, y'all. I don't know. Some reason or another, I was deeply offended by her quoting scripture and using that as a bludgeon against Erica. You might not like Erica. I mean, that's what it is. But to say, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I want to make sure I get a lot of people mad. I'm quitting it. So today I'm rage quitting. There we go. So please make sure you email management, dearwokec@gmail.com. I'm not gonna watch that anymore. I find Candace Owens despicable, abhorrent. And the fact that she would literally say that this woman is bad because she's quoting scripture. And notice again, this woman's actually giving book, chapter, and verse in context. And Candace can never do that. She never does that. So, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. And again, I don't think there's I'm good. I'm good with it. Always make sure y'all reach out to management, dearwokec@gmail.com, and make sure you tell me how terrible I am that I did not finish listening to this wicked woman and whatnot like that. But I'm going to make the judgment call that I did the right thing. Yeah, I'm good. At this point, I don't even think she even tries to hide her vile, wicked, evil heart that she has toward people that, again, I'm not saying these people are perfect. So don't hear what I didn't say, but my goodness, in the morning, like, yeah, that was much. Thank you so much to these very kind supers. Y'all are amazing. Shout out for sure. What does Sage say with the 5? Candace doesn't see herself as an elite, and she's working to redefine the term. She wants elite to mean those who are friendly to Israel/Jews. Excellent point. Everybody who's outside of her. So she can never be a part of the elite. That's a great catch. Excellent. What do you say here, Taylor, with the 5? Can you talk about her obsession with Kanye? Look, I don't fully understand why. I think a better question is, why does she not talk about Kanye? She'll mention him like in passing, but Kanye's whole trajectory has changed. So why does she not address that? I think there's a lot of meat on that bone. Why is she not talking about that? Alan says this with the 5 Australian, but his ring, he fidgeted with it all the time in his videos. Did he really? Okay, that's what my friend does. My friend does that. He takes that ring off, man. He just plays with it, man. He'll just be fiddling around with it. Like, dude, why are you doing that? I don't know. That trips me out. He was doing it at UVU. She reacted to it. I take mine off in my sleep because I fidget with it. Really? Okay. I didn't know that Charlie did it so he does it in his videos? It can look, don't send me 45 videos. Can y'all find me some clips of him fidgeting with his ring? I didn't know he did that. Okay, shout out. That's exactly what my friend does. He sits back in the chair, he takes his ring off, and you'll just be playing with it. And I don't, again, okay, shout out. Maria says this with a 10. Thank you so much. Been married 5 years, and my husband never wears his ring. I sleep in our daughter's room all the time. For the past week, my toddlers have been waking up between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. See, that's what I'm saying. Candace comes across like she's not a parent. In some instances, she comes across like she's not married. It's like there's things that married people do. There's things that parents do, that moms do, that she just seems like she's oblivious to. Like she just read a chat GPT about what parents do. Or Grok. Hey, Grok, what do husbands and wives do? It's like she's reading a script, but she doesn't live it. I don't know. I hope I'm making sense of that. She doesn't seem like she lives the life of a married person. Shout out to Jody with the 10. Our governor talked to Erica and made a comment that he supports Turning Point USA. People are going nuts. They didn't trust TP because of Erica. This is Nebraska. Candace is doing a lot of damage. Thank you, Jody. Yeah, that's sad. That is really sad. Man, but thank you so much. Man, Captain Jax with the 20, thank you so much. Everyone, please email Scott Rouse and ask him to go over Candace's CNN interview with Charlie after Charlie's death. Also, tell him to send Chase this week's episode so he understands how much Candace Owens hates Charlie Kirk. And that's Scott Rouse. And it's from the body language panel. Is that what that is? Okay, shout out for sure. If the mods can double check and make sure we drop that link in the chat, I think that would be the right thing to do. Thank you so much, Captain Jax. Sasha, thank you so much for the 5. Please bring Jesus and Enrique Rojas on. You are both good at what you do. It would be amazing to hear you discuss together. Look, I've already emailed our production team and said, hey, I wouldn't mind talking to him. I think we'd have a good time. And where does he live? I'd probably even go. If he say, hey, I'll have you in the studio, I'd probably go. He seems like a fun person to talk to. So yes, I would absolutely do that. If I can get him on camera, I would love it. Thank you so much for the 5. Okay, everyone, get out your handy dandy notebooks and a couple of boxes of wine and get ready for another episode of Booze Clues. Oh no. Did you put that out on Twitter, man? That is hilarious. Booze Clues. Man, I got to put you in 0-second timeout for that, man. Wow. How did I miss that, man? We could have said that all yesterday, man. Oh, that is hilarious. Shout out. That's on the money. Wow. Thank you again for the 5. That girl already made another video saying that Jillian said nothing happened. Really? See, one of the things I noticed about Candace, as I said, she already wants to get somewhere. So new information must only help her get there, not information that brings her to come back. She'll never do that. She will not do that. She needs to keep going. She's got a place to go. I got somewhere to be, people to see, hell to raise. So, wow. Really? That's some wild work, man. That is embarrassing, man. Shout out. Thank you for the 2. Escape reality to insanity. Play the Candyland game. See, that's exactly how you play it. Hey, there she is. What's going on, Sarcastic Liberty? Thank you for the 5. I agree. I take issue with someone saying that to my kid, the gnome meme, she may have swiped off of Erica's ex account versus Erica sending it to her. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, before I jump off the top rope on something like that, I need to know a whole lot more. But what I will say for a fact is You 25 years old. You don't need to be emailing. I'm sorry, texting my child, period. So we can stop that. Now we can even find out about what these text messages are going on. So let's figure that part out. But no more texting my child. That's it. So yeah, I'm right there with you, Sarcastic Liberty. Shout out to her. Yo, we need to have Sarcastic Liberty come on through one day. I think that'll be a good conversation. We need to make that happen. What did you say here with the 2? Kid was modeling, just boosting confidence. Nothing else. Like no les. Okay, that's a yeah, no les. Yeah, why the problem is Candace is already hardwired for conspiracies. She's already given to them. So she can't be courteous. She can't be gracious and say, okay, I can understand that. Or maybe this is wrong, but that's not as bad as I'm making. They're trying to make everything has to be bad because it's Erica Kirk's tied to it. Now that might need to be the question. Why is that? What does Amethyst say here with the 5? She was a pageant. She was pageant mentoring, maybe even sponsoring her. To compliment a pageant contestant on their physical appearance is motivating her. See, I don't get. There's this. Yeah, shout out for sure. Thank you so much. Ask Rock, George Farmer, Candy's husband. It said he's gay. Shout out for sure. Thank you so much for the 2. Heather Rose says this. The screenshot says Mrs. Erica Kirk, but it's dated February 25th, 2014. Thank you for the 5. So I'm pretty sure what happened. Can I get that picture in here now? I'm pretty sure what is going on is the when she updated her name. That's what I think it is. Now, let me pull this in real quick and we can look at it together. I think I got it. Again, y'all, are y'all praying for me? Yeah, okay, here we go. Let me just pull this in and we'll look at it very quickly. Okay, share this screen. And there we go. There we go. All right. So what I'm thinking, here, move this out the way. Thank you so much. Okay, so that's 622 weeks ago, which is weird. Why does Instagram do that? 622 weeks ago. And even the picture looks like Erica and Charlie. So what I'm thinking is when she updated this from whatever her last name was, Franzivi, it transferred to Kirk. I'm thinking because this still says Erica Franzini. Does that? And if you're on Instagram, let me know. I don't know. Will this change like the name up here, but not the name in the @? Does that make sense? Because I would think if her name changed from @Erica Franzivi to @Erica Kirk, Mrs. Erica Kirk, wouldn't this change as well? That's all I'm wondering. I don't know. I'm not going to belabor the point. I just think that I think it's kind of a nothing burger, but I think Candace really needs it to be something. Thank you so much for that, Heather. I appreciate you, love. Thank you. Thank you for the 5. Looks like the girl posted the meme as a thank you, not that Erica sent it. Check it out again. Okay. That's what I'm saying. I think the attempt to adjudicate this in the court of popular opinion is bad behavior. Like I said, Candace Owens has no role. She's not an investigator. She's not a judge. She's not a law enforcement official, anything. She's just a person. And she has now assumed a role of some kind of, I don't know what she calls herself doing, but she's literally dredging up information on people that ultimately, I think is ultimately going to result in her probably getting sued again. But even worse than that, I think is ruining other people's reputations. And I don't know how she's going to get out of that one. I don't know. And again, I don't fully understand what is she trying to do. Besides, if she's not trying to destroy Turning Point, what is she trying to do? Let me know that down in the comments if you feel like she's doing something of value. What is it that she's doing? I would love to know. A pageant winner in Erica who could possibly be trying to mentor the girl if she wanted to get into pageants, maybe. Thank you for the 5, Noah. That makes perfect sense to me. I don't think, again, some of the comments we could probably have a discussion about, but to say that you're a mentor or to see, it would make sense that she's a mentor. And let's also just bring this up. Did the girl ever say that she wasn't trying to, because I noticed Candace never mentioned it. Did she ever say she wasn't trying to be in a pageant? Because, I mean, the pictures would make sense. The mentoring conversation would make sense. Did she ever say she wasn't? Because that's what I think, where I think Candace kind of doesn't explain. Just my little 2 cents. All right. Why does she keep seeing she knows what, well, let me start again. Why does she keep saying that she knows all the evidence is? She is such a sicko. People actually believe this idiot is for real. She knows nothing. Thank you, Grace. I agree 100%. Thank you for the $6 super. Like, she doesn't have information. She doesn't have evidence. What are you talking about? This is great. Isn't Candace's friends with and defended Andrew Tate? Hello? Which is crazy work. That is crazy work to be friends with Andrew Tate, but you drag in Erica Kurt, TPUSA. That's crazy work. Thank you so much for that. And Maria said this with the 2. Erica's crime is marrying Charlie. There you go. No lie detected. Because I guarantee you, if Erica had never married Charlie Kirk, we wouldn't be doing this. If she had just worked in whatever office she was trying to work in, we would not be doing this. Man, Melinda's been a member for a month. Shout out. Artie Troll spoke with the woman who is now 25. She said nothing was weird and Erica was her mentor. Shout out to Artie. There we go. Let me see. Did Artie do a video on that? I wouldn't mind checking that out. If he did a video on that, I might go peep it out real quick. Artie's a great guy. Fantastic content creator. Let me just real quick. Is it the one no, I got it's 2. Hold on. Okay. Let me find it. I'm just looking through. I don't know which one he did. Did he just do a live stream? No. Okay, so one of the mods can send it to me in the group chat. It'll be fine. Thank you so much. I'll check that out. Thank you so much for the 2. If Erica is mentoring a girl, it makes sense. Yeah, absolutely. I can give it room, but I want to know more of the context before we jump off the top rope. You know what I'm saying? Michelle says this with the 5. Remember what Candace wrote? When she was an open lefty, she wrote some bad stuff that YouTube won't let you say. That is a very excellent point as well. Candace was, Candace was pretty vile, pretty wicked in her writing. Yeah, and we can't even say a lot of stuff that she did. And that was more recent than this. That's a good catch. This is proof. It was never about Charlie for Candace. Erica is and has been the target. Thank you, Stephanie. And I think you're on the money for sure. You're right on the money. Everyone needs to remember Candace is a liar. That's good too. Like, we need to see proof. We need to see proof before we do all this stuff. Like, where's the evidence that what you're saying is true? That is a very good point that I think people might have forgotten. Amethyst says this with the 5. She was probably assisting her to set up a professional pageant portfolio. Duh. How does she know parents didn't know? That's a good question. Now, to Candace's point, she said that the girl said the parents, when she got on the phone with her, the parents didn't know. That's what she says. We don't know that's true, though. Instagram automatically updates your name even name, if it's an old message. Okay. Even if it's an old message. Thank you so much. Call me Gordon. Thank you so much for that 5. Okay. So, but does it change your @? Does it change everything? I guess I could look at mine. I'm not big on Instagram. I can look at it though. I see a young woman, Erica, building up a teenage girl that probably has low self-esteem. Nothing weird to me. Well, thank you, Anna. I appreciate the 5. And I just don't think, well, one of the things is Candace doesn't extend charity to people and say, oh, maybe this is something that I don't understand, or maybe something that there's an element that I need to investigate more. She just assumes that it's bad because she assumes it's bad. So yeah, shout out for sure. Stacy says this with the 5. Arizona Mills is a mall, which are huge trafficking areas for all states. Also, I'm fairly sure this Jill girl has been debunked. And I'm looking to see when, let me look real quick. Okay, I don't see with the already. I don't know which one it is. So he has one that came up about 8 hours ago. I might pull that one up in a second. Let me finish these up and we might check that out. That might be our palate cleanse. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right, what do we have here? Okay, and ex-favorite daughter says this. I don't think she'll ever say Charlie was a fraud. Then her followers will think he deserved to be deleted. I understand what you're saying. And I hope that she doesn't. I'm only saying that I think she's going to say Charlie's a fraud because she's painted him as a fraud. He didn't know that he married his op. He hired all these good for nothings. He didn't know, and he was secretly hated the Jews while writing a book supporting the Jews. He secretly, money was missing, but he claimed to be fiscally responsible. See what I'm saying? Like, she's painting him to look really bad. So, not saying that she's going to say he's a fraud, but I think she's going to say he's a fraud. That's just my little observation. I want to be wrong on that. What do you say here, Marissa? Thank you so much with the 10. Wouldn't Erica have a bunch of such revelations from multiple girls if she was an actual trafficker? I think Erica Kirk started her pageants at the same age, so she was just trying to encourage and support the girl. I think that's a keen observation as well. Is there anybody else to corroborate this? Or are we just making this off of one person? All right. I do have the video, the Artie Trolls video. All right. So I'm gonna pull that in a second. So let's get done with this. Shout out. Let me get my face back. Wait, bring my face back. Ruben says this. I used to drive truck. I'll drive right by TPUSA in Tempe. They are literally located next to the resort and spa and several different manufacturers. Arizona Mills is the mall. Okay. Thank you so much, Ruben, for the 10 and for the details. Thank you so much, sir. What do we got here? Marissa says this is typically modeling pageantry talk. Appearance is all that matters, right? 100% positive. Candace Owens is now misrepresenting what the girl told her over the phone, picking only pieces of info to frame the narrative. Outstanding. Thank you so much. Okay, let's do this. Let's jump over. Shout out to Artie Trolls. I am going to finish these up. Thank you so much. We got Jax blessing 5 people with memberships. By the way, if you got a membership from Captain Jax, can you please put in the chat? Thanks, Jax. Go on and put thanks, Jax, in there. Let her know we appreciate her. Thank you so much, Captain Jax. Always a great supporter of the channel. Blessing 5 people with new memberships. Okay, let's do this. Let's get this. All right, let's bring in Artie's Trolls. And we're going to have him on the show one day, too. We need to do that. We need to bring Artie up in here. See what he'd be talking about. All right. Bang. All right. We got Artie up in here. I'm going to make sure the audio's good. Can y'all green hearts in the chat? Let's go.
So this person here, Nissi Social, does a very, very, very good video. It's very well made. The problem is once the internet accusations come in, she doesn't even take account for the person that she's speaking for. And nor does she provide factual evidence, and she also fumbles around and gets information wrong. And that's not good. So before we get started, guys, please give me a like and subscribe. I don't advertise. I don't ask for anything. I don't ask you guys to join any clubs or pay me any type of money whatsoever. We just go straight news. All I want to do is just grow the channel. Thank y'all so much for being here. Let's kind of tear this video apart here. Unfortunately, I hate to actually tear this video apart because she does it in such a methodical and such a calm way, and the editing is good. Kind of sucks that she just didn't do her due diligence throughout this video, but maybe something else will come out and prove me wrong or prove Erica wrong or something like that. If that happens, then, you know, something, we can move forward on that. But otherwise, I'm going to have to say this is mostly bunk. Now, Cabot Phillips here gets a tattoo of pizza inside his lip. That's weird. It's very weird. Does it kind of come out with the files and stuff? Maybe. Maybe he is involved with the island and Pizzagate, right? But it doesn't necessarily prove that it is. Although I would be inclined to believe that he probably is a part of that. And this is Erica's ex. So she shows this. It's great. I don't really care to go into it. But this is how she ties Erica into Pizzagate. I'm not even kidding. Because Erica uploaded a picture of her and her friends
Eating
eating
pizza.
pizza.
Come on.
I'll just play it for you.
Photo of her posing with a slice of pizza. And oddly enough, 15 days before she posted this picture, she began an interesting relationship with a 15-year-old girl named Jillian. I spent hours digging into this and even heard from Jillian herself.
You didn't spend that long digging. I can tell you that. I've spent 10 minutes digging, and I've already found evidence to contradict everything she's going to kind of say about this for the most part. And it didn't take very long. So if you spent hours digging, honestly, shame on you for wasting that much time and getting so much information wrong.
And I think you guys are going to want to hear this.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. If you're a new viewer, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back.
New
if
viewer.
this is your second, third, or fourth time watching one of my videos and you are not yet subscribed, here we go together. Okay, make it official and hit that subscribe button.
I would have done
All right, let's just wait. Artie, are you subscribing?
it too. I would have gladly subscribed to this person myself. You guys are free to if you like the work she does here, but the problem is she gets a 4 out of 5 stars on how her videos are made. But it's a 1 out of 5 star video because of the lack of the bad information she posts. And like I said, we'll get there.
2026 feels like it's going to be the year of enlightenment.
All right, make sure that you like this video. Make sure you subscribe. Let's go.
I think we're going to be learning a lot about people, about institutions, about the way the world works and who's working it, who's running it. Like, that's the vibe that I get. I think we're already seeing that coming to fruition already. And, you know,
It's a possibility.
2026 is the year of the horse. And one thing that I am going to be bringing along with me for the ride, you know, pun intended.
I just don't. I don't care. I don't care anymore. Okay.
Yeah, move
Let's get
on.
on to this though, because
Yeah.
she goes through and she's going to go through a lot of these messages. I do kind of want to scroll through and put them out there. I'll go back to them in a second. I kind of want to just debunk something real quick.
Her intent was. And considering that at the time this woman was running a charity in Romania that has allegations of trafficking children, to see how she was interacting with this young girl who she barely knew is very concerning. You know,
Well, here's the problem with that. Who all has accused Erica Kirk's Romanian Angels company of trafficking? Now, there's the false information out there that she was banned from Romania. That is absolutely untrue. Verifiably untrue, okay? The accusations of human incidents against Erica Kirk's Romanian Angels project, part of a nonprofit Everyday Heroes Like You, focused on aiding Romanian orphanages, appear to originate from unsubstantiated viral claims on social media, particularly following the 2025 end of her husband, Charlie Kirk. These claims allege involvement in child, yes, and suggest that she was banned from Romania. But extensive fact-checking by multiple outlets has found no evidence supporting them. No Romanian court records, government actions, media reports, or official investigations link Kirk or her charity to trafficking or any bans. Romanian media coverage of her work has only been positive, describing aid to orphans. The accusers primarily anonymous or pseudonyms online, users spreading rumors, often in conspiracy-laden threads. No government, no law enforcement agencies, NGOs, or journalists have formally accused her or her organization. Oof, Candace. I guess you're not considered to be a journalist. Here's a breakdown of where the claims have surfaced based on available reports. And we have like user Cosmopolitics, okay? Who is already super duper biased anyway, pro-Palestine and all that good stuff. Did y'all know Erica Kirk is banned from Romania because of her evangelical group was accused of trafficking children out of Romanian villages? Birds of a feather, I suppose. Just absolutely no proof for that whatsoever. You know what I mean? So anyway, we get to this down here where I said, were there any accusations before Charlie passed away? No. There were no accusations against Erica Kirk or Romanian Angels organization prior to Charlie Kirk's death in September 10th of 2025. The earliest documented claims surfaced on social media around September 16th, 2025, and proliferated in the weeks following, often tied to unrelated historical articles about Romanian orphanages or trafficking issues with no direct connection to her work. Fact checks confirm these rumors lack evidence from official sources such as Romanian courts, government records, or credible media reports predating or postdating his death. That's a major, major red flag right there. That whoever it is you're following that's talking about this Romanian orphanage thing that's going on, which was just a charity to give items to orphanages, no evidence has ever came forth that that was ever misled or grooming or trafficking anybody. ever. Period. Now, these are the text messages that this person's going to be going over. We'll go over some more too. But apparently Erica sent this, okay, to this 15-year-old. So she said, let me call you. Hold on, sweetheart. Give me a SEX. Oh, wow. And she says, okay, da-da-da-da-da. Sex do, but not from you. LOL. Holy yes, you always make me laugh. I don't bat for the other team just yet. Okay. It's weird. It's joking. I don't know how I'm supposed to take this. This is 2015, right? Something like that, 2014? Somewhere around there. I don't even know what the date is. We should have some probably dates. It's apparently 8:50 p.m. To which this person also says, what are you doing texting a 15-year-old that late? I went to bed at like midnight when I was like 15. I'd be up all night playing video games. What? Like acting like that 15-year-olds go to bed before 9 o'clock? Is that normal?
Is that the time that the screenshot was taken, or is that the time that this text was sent? I'm not trying to be obtuse. Is that the time that the screenshot was taken? I don't know about that one. But again, like if you're just trying to find something wrong, you're going to find something wrong.
Tell me, you guys in the comment section, tell me if it's normal to go to bed at 8 o'clock.
Yes,
or
I love 8 o'clock, man.
Before
I'm
9
going to
o'clock,
bed
is
now.
that late for a 15-year-old? I remember walking all over my town. I remember sneaking out actually a lot and walking all over my town.
Not sneaking out.
Well, I didn't really have to sneak out per se. I would stay the night with a friend, usually my buddy JB, and then we would just leave because his mom was, well, I don't have to get into that. But anyway, so she says this. Thank you. You have the most stunning features. Best compliment ever. Your eyes, your lips, your skin, you're absolutely beautiful. You're making me cry. I forgot to tell you, hydrate tonight. No alcohol. Don't eat a lot of salty foods. You don't want to look bloated. Thank you. What is this in for? Is it because she's going on a date? And then she goes, no alcohol? Really, Erica? Age recognition, you TWAT waffle. Apparently, I haven't had my coffee yet. Yeah, this is very dated texting. This is definitely like what we were saying like back in 2011. That's crazy. Wait. What the hell, Erica? Wait a minute. Oh, she's contradicting herself. She goes, thank you. And then Erica actually says, wait, no alcohol? Really? Age recognition. Apparently, I haven't had my coffee yet. She's saying, oops, I forgot, you know. She goes, well, on that bike note, damn you, Siri, come on. Oh, she said, well, on that note. Okay, and she says, what are you trying to say? Spit it out. Okay. And then it ends there. All right. Well, I'm glad we have that useless information. Genuinely useless information, you know? Your friend when he interviews her. Okay. Can't answer a question, apparently. And then, yeah, anyway. I'm going to show you guys something. We go through her Instagram. Okay. So let's let her, we already went
Playing in your lady garden. I want to slap your butt. I don't.
Oh, yeah. So there's memes that she apparently shares too. Now, there is something interesting. You can see that this is October 9th, 2013. I tried going through all of her stuff and it ends March 3rd, 2014. Did she delete everything? I don't think she even has access to this Twitter anymore. Apparently, Jay Witt is going to interview this person, possibly too.
What?
We're trying to get in contact with this person. And a couple people apparently have gotten in contact with this person where Jill says Erica never groomed her.
Wait, what? Wait, who am I interviewing? Hold on, y'all. Wait, shots fired. I'm interviewing somebody? Hold on, Artie? I'm learning about it on Artie Trolls. I didn't know that. I need to dress up. I need to get a shirt and tie. What am I doing here? I love Artie, man. Hold on, I didn't know that. Did y'all know that? Why didn't y'all tell me? What are y'all doing? Wait, everybody calling me out. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on.
She delete everything? I don't think she even has access to this Twitter anymore. Apparently, Jay Witt is going to interview this person, possibly too. We're trying to get in contact with this person.
I didn't know anything
And
about
a couple
this.
people apparently have gotten in contact with this person where Jill says Erica never groomed her. And I have evidence to show that she probably didn't. Now, I can't go past this. This could be an X feature to where I can't.
Okay. I guess I'm interviewing her then. Shout out to Artie Trolls for letting me know. I guess I got another interview. I'll talk to her. I'll talk to her. So for sure, that's hilarious. I didn't say anything. This is my first time even talking about it. I didn't. I don't know. I don't think I said anything on X. I'll look on my X account. I don't think I said anything about it. I know pretty much I didn't. I feel comfortable I didn't say anything. Maybe I liked something. I don't know. Forgive me. Oh my gosh. I need to go shave, man. I need to go get myself dolled up or something. I got an interview.
Now go back further than this? I don't know. I don't know how other people did. But March 3rd, 2014 is the furthest back I can go. And out of all that, she only mentions Erica twice. Now, I clearly see in her video that there are plenty of texts. November of 2013, Erica, this is great. And then this has been limited because Erica doesn't have this account anymore, I don't think, or privated this account or something. So there's weirdness there that I can't verify, unfortunately. And without proof, what am I supposed to do? However, this is where we get into the part where she says that she spent hours digging into this. And I'm going to go through every single picture on Instagram here that Erica comments on and likes. So Erica actually, and I'm going to have to move myself over here so we can see. Erica Kirk likes this picture. And she says, my gorgeous, gorgeous girl. It gets weird for a while, but you'll see. Okay. Anyway, she says here to Erica, she tags Erica and says thank you, or just tags Erica and says thanks, beauty, down here. I don't know who she's replying to here. But Miss Erica Kirk says, always here for you, my love, always. I've had a pretty GD, great mentor along the way. That's important.
Right.
This girl here is talking to who she knows as, at the time, as Miss Arizona. This girl here is indeed a very pretty girl who is probably pursuing and doing pageants, if I had to guess, maybe. I don't know if she is or isn't. I don't know if she's trying to model. I don't know what. But it seems that Erica has taken some sort of liking to this girl, possibly in a very mentor type way. I don't know. Because I'm going to ask you guys this. How does a model over the age of 18 mentor somebody who wants to do the same under the age of 18? No matter how you slice it, that's going to look weird. I don't care who you are. And is it the right thing to do? In my opinion, shockingly, no. I don't want grown women teaching young women how to model. But how does one teach someone underage how to be actually modeling, right? Because obviously underage models exist. They have to. They model children's clothing. They model teenage clothing, stuff like that. So it comes down to my personal belief where I'm like, hey, I actually don't think underage models should exist at all. Who are they going to have model kids' clothes and stuff like that too? And to where I'm like, okay, well, no, we just lay them all out. But then that kind of gets weird, right? It's a conflict. No matter how you look at it, it's going to look weird. Maybe you guys don't see it that way. Maybe it's not weird. Okay, maybe I'm weird. Maybe other people are way too fixated and think everything about this is weird. But I don't know. But she says, I've had a pretty great mentor along the way. And she says, I love you too, babe. So damn proud of you. Your compliments mean so much coming from you, Miss Arizona 2012. Love you. You guys see the angle? Okay. She says stunning. I mean, are there any more? Miss Erica Kirk, always here for you, my love, always. I've had a pretty great mentor. Oh, it's starting to repeat itself. Why does Instagram do that? Why does Instagram get into a weird loop where they like repeat comments? Always here for you, my love, always.
YouTube
always,
does that
yeah,
too,
like
though.
it repeats multiple comments. That's so weird. I don't know. So we have that one. Here we have this. Oh, hey there, Tan Beauty. Okay. Liked by Miss Erica Kirk. Keep in mind, Erica Kirk apparently was 25 and this girl was 15. But I understand from that perspective of two females who are literally, one of them's trying to mentor the other into this kind of pageanty, model-y type situation. Now, I have several white ink tattoos, and I'm working professional in the entertainment industry, nonprofit world, and very involved with political affairs in Washington, D.C. When tattoos are tasteful, they are considered a form of art, not a distraction that hinders your job opportunities. Okay. I don't know why she got a tattoo either. Too young? Shouldn't be getting tattoos, but I guess parents can allow their kids to get tattoos. I personally wouldn't, but, that's me. I don't even have a tattoo myself. And then she goes, and life will go on. I love this. So beautiful. So I think is that her... I don't know if that's what she said or not. She doesn't say it here, but it could have been in a different description. This is old, so keep that in mind. And life will go on. Will always go on. I love this. Okay. Anyway, so she's, thanking people and all this. And then she says, oh, then it repeats again. And then she says, I totally understand, LOL. I would never get anything but white ink / sleeve or anything like that. Or white ink? I don't even know anything about white ink tattoos. That's interesting. Next ones I want is on my ribs and foot, but that's when I'm older, LOL. Okay. Okay. She got an ampersand on her arm, though. So maybe it's to mint and life goes on, and that's why she did that? I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe a white ink tattoo is also like no ink. Maybe it's just like irritating the skin and then it goes away or something. I have no idea. Oh, I don't need to go to the right. Okay. So we have this one, absolutely stunning and liked by Miss Erica Kirk, and I think that's the only one. We have this picture here where she's wearing high heels and she's like, yeah, kill it. Whatever. Old kill it, dime piece, stuff like that. You're going to see words like that from that time. So this right here, that dime piece beside the car, though, saying she's beautiful, saying she's essentially a 10 out of 10. That's what dime piece means. Oh, I used to have this guy that I lived next door. Well, it was me, then it was a guy named Kenny, and then next to him was a guy named Tyler Robinson. Kenny and Tyler Robinson were both the same age. They were like 5 years older than me, but they loved hanging out with me. We would skateboard all the time and hang out and stuff. Kenny always treated me like his little brother. And still to this day, every now and then, when I see Kenny, he still refers to me as his little brother. It's awesome. It's really cool. He's been a very, very nice guy. They both had really, really, really hard times. The reason why I said Tyler's full name is because it's ironic. As you guys are probably like, wait, Tyler Robinson. But Tyler Robinson's a very common name. Anyway, this dude, he's I don't want to say anything bad per se, because I know these people in real life. He's got a really tough road ahead of him. He's been addicted to stuff for a long, long, long time.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump back.
But anyway, she said she's pretty. Then we have this picture, and she says, Jayla tags Erica. It says, "That's all you, darling." I don't know in what context. She says, "Yes, I know you are." And then she says, "So perfect to Erica." And then she says, "I could see why, boo." Wait a minute. These are all out of order, I think. This is my favorite picture I took. My mom wants to get it blown up. Okay, and she said,
I can see why.
Okay, so I'm guessing it's in this order. Here, and she says, "Unreal gorgeous," and then she says, "That's all you, darling," and then she goes, "Yes, I know you are. So perfect." And then I could see why, boo. Why did it give it in this weird order? That's what makes sense to me. Maybe you guys could see a different order. Maybe it's better that way. Over here, passing by a wall. Yep, and she says, "Puerto Rico," and Erica Kirk says, "I love this." Okay. Then we got this picture. Let's see here. I don't think she actually comments. It's just liked by Miss Erica Kirk here, where she's with a guy. All right. So it sounds like she's grooming. Miss Erica Kirk like this one with her with the guy. I don't know if it's the same guy or not. Could be, maybe not be. I don't know. And then there's this one. Finally, that's also liked by Erica Kirk. And I think there's a few others liked by Erica Kirk. Yeah, this one's liked by Erica Kirk. 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 Does Erica say anything in this? Nope. Nope. And there we go. That's pretty much everything. The text messages, she says something like, "Why am I just finding out it's your birthday? I hope you had a great one." Replies, "That's great. This is somehow news."
Birthday. I hope you had a great one at Erica Fronsby. Erica responded to this tweet, however, we can't see the response. Then Jillian tweeted, at Erica Fronsby, "That's great, kissy face emoji." On December 18th, 2013, Jillian tweeted, "I want to just curl up in a ball and cry because of how perfect at Erica Fronsby is, heart eyes emoji." Erica's response is private, and then Jillian responds, "You too, love."
Now, I just want to get it out there. This is not deleting her comments. She just privated this old account. I don't know why Erica privated the account, but I doubt it had anything to do with this girl. There's probably a lot more going on, too. Probably had to completely change everything to a different business model. Maybe it was like, I got to start fresh and start advertising whatever it is that I'm doing. Maybe it was with TPUSA. Maybe it was with a different thing. I have no idea. So until we get proof of what happened here, it's really nothing.
On January 6th, Erica made a post that is currently private, and Jillian responded, at Erica Fronsby, "Gorgeous love, heart eyes emoji, kissy face emoji." On January 22nd, 2014, Jillian tweeted a bunch of messages that I believe were her gushing over Erica. Then at 10:30 p.m., so pretty late at night, she tweets, at Erica Fronsby is the best. The next morning, she tweets, at Erica Fronsby, "One day I'm going to wake up, roll over on my side, and kiss the love of my life. Good morning." Now, I know to some of you, it might seem like this is one-sided, like Jillian.
Well, here's the thing. That last tweet implies that she wants some sort of situation going on, right? But it's just quotations around it too. She literally puts quotations. You know what I mean? Like probably a song. So I don't know.
It
sounds
song?
to me like she's got a girl crush on Erica in the sense of she looks up to Erica. It doesn't seem like to me that she's like, "Oh my gosh, I want to get with Erica," at all. She's a mentor. And obviously Erica never advances on this at all. But she does say weird, jokey things, like in this text, apparently, assuming that the text is even real, to be honest, because I couldn't verify these. And I would really need some actual, text messages. You know what I mean? This says 8:50 down here, March 6, 2014, from Auburn Hills, Michigan. That's weird. Why is she in Auburn Hills, Michigan? That's fascinating to me. But she did travel to Puerto Rico there, so maybe she travels all over the United States?
50 p.m. What the are you doing texting this girl so late at night?
And see, that's what's weird too, is the manufactured outrage on something she can't even verify if it's real or not. Nor can she verify the relationship, nor can she verify if Erica Kirk actually even knew the girl's parents, or if they may have been related in some way, shape, or form. That we have actually no origin story connection to this girl, to Erica. We might find out that this was literally like a cousin-in-law or something. Like literally, maybe Erica has a sibling or has a cousin that married into another family, and that person is part of it. We actually have no idea. Genuinely, we don't. Now, with all of this, like I said here, we literally have her calling her a mentor. What was it? This picture?
Yeah.
I think maybe, what was the mentor picture? Because there was the picture with the mentor. Oh, it's the double picture. There we go. So right here, you know, we have, I've had a pretty great mentor along the way. I want to know. I want to know how they met. I want to know how, what their relationship is. I would like to know all that, and I will get to the bottom of that. That's something that I really want to do. I would like to give, Jill here. That's her name, Jill. There we go. Him, Jill. Okay, there we go. I'd like to give Jill the opportunity to also, you know, go on to Jay Witt, go on to my show. In any way you want to give out information about what really happened here, I would love to hear. But I want to also point out, and I think I can find it, Groom.
Who told him that I was interviewing this young lady? This is hilarious. I don't know. Shout out to Artie Trolls. He's a great content creator. I don't know. I'm looking through my ex. I don't know how that got translated out there though. So shout out.
So, oh, do I not have the transcript open? Wait. What the? Why is this not popping up?
Yeah, tap
on the transcript.
On the transcript.
Grooming?
Because it might not be in the text.
So this is okay. Because she says she wasn't groomed. Literally, she herself says that. But is that that's in this video, right? She hasn't really thought. Okay, here we go. Let's just start here.
It boosted her self-esteem. And Jillian hasn't spoken to her in over 10 years. She hasn't really thought about it all that much. Like, it's out of sight, out of mind. So she never looked back at this whole friendship she had with Erica as being weird and inappropriate. She never saw it that way. But in my opinion, okay, what Erica was doing is grooming by definition.
See, oh, it's because she censors it. That's right. So she censors that word, so I can't look it up. Well,
Right.
Okay, here's the deal. The problem is you have an opinion, and that's what you base your video entirely upon. Instead of, like, actual hard proof, you're like, hey, I looked at these are weird, so I'm going to go ahead and say she was grooming because of allegations that took place that didn't actually take place. And that's the problem with this lady's video. At the end of the day, she didn't do her due diligence. She didn't look up the Romanian stuff, you know, to see if it was factual or not. And unfortunately, the Romanian stuff is completely and totally debunked. So therefore, you can't even use that. Now, I understand the whole pizza thing with Gabbett Phillips. That's great. And then Erica Kirk eating a slice of pizza because that's so weird. But she doesn't post any other pictures of her eating food. Okay, I don't care. She's eating a slice of pizza. Him getting a tattoo inside of his lip, that's weird. But it's still not enough proof. But I am willing to believe it because it is just on that side of weirdness that it's like, why would you ever get a tattoo of pizza inside your lip and then be possibly associated with the list? But I don't know that he's even in the list. That's the thing, too. Was Cabot Phillips ever in the Epstein list whatsoever? Let's actually take a look. Oh, yeah, I wanted to look. So I don't see anybody following. I see Nissy following her, but I don't see Erica Kirk at all following, but her account is private, so we wouldn't. And so, yeah, there's that. But let's take a look. Is Cabot Phillips in the Let's see. Really curious. No, Cabot Phillips is not in the list. Okay. Is he connected to Pizzagate? And let's see if there's any info on this. No, he is not connected to Pizzagate in any credible, substantiated way. So, look, I think the Cabot Phillips thing here is very, very weird. But the fact that he's not mentioned in the list, and the fact that he's also not connected to the Pizzagate thing situation at all, what else do you want me to do with that? There's got to be some sort of connection before I can sit here and be like, okay, this actually is legit. All I can say is it's weird. And weird isn't enough. We could keep an eye out. We could chalk it up and be like, okay, this is odd. Let's keep this in the back of our head. We'll pin this one. But to put it out here and get to this conclusion of, well, you know, I believe she was grooming because, you know, Romania, that turned out to be false. That's not a good stance to take. Well done video. Very well put together. But unfortunately, because of how many conclusions you jump to and how you don't wait for due diligence whatsoever, it really dings the video badly. I just can't get behind it. I can't subscribe. I can't give a like. Like, you can't put bad information out there like that. It's not okay. So hopefully she can maybe redo this video in a way where it's a little bit more neutral, I guess you could say. A little bit more critical thinking to go into it. But otherwise, I want to know what you guys think of this whole situation. Please comment down in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for being here. Please like, subscribe, and share, guys.
Shout out to Artie.
Maybe she'll turn out to be right. Maybe somehow Erica is running some sort of, like, crazy underground trafficking scheme, right? But the problem that I have with all this, and the fact that literally Jillian, it went nowhere with Jillian whatsoever. They talked. They had some inappropriate messaging, I would say, between an adult and, you know, teenager. But when you're trying to mentor someone, and I can understand this too, like if I were teaching like a 15-year-old how to play guitar, I would probably use a lot of the language that the 15-year-old's using in general just to be on his level. You know what I'm saying? Or her level, whichever one. Now, obviously, I wouldn't make the whole, you know, sex into sex, make a joke about that with the opposite But maybe if I was just like, I don't know, another kid or so, like not a kid, another teenage dude or something. Dudes are just raunchy in general, for the most part. Like, you know, just kind of joking around. Now, I would try to hold myself at my age now as much more professional. When I was 25, I don't know that I would have. I don't know that I wouldn't have just been a dumb kid at the age of 25 as well. I've said a lot of stupid stuff. Just a lot of stupid stuff in general that I look back on. I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. That was stupid. At the time, I thought it was very funny. We all do that. Erica was young then. That was what, 8 years ago? 10 years ago? 10 years ago? We're different people by now. Now, if Erica was actually trying to do something, that's different. But I could chalk this up easily to Erica being a really dumb 25-year-old bimbo blonde. Wow, that's so common. But tell me what you guys think down in the comment section below. Thank you all for being here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Appreciate you, Artie. Since I'm supposed to be interviewing somebody, now that I'm finding this out, shout out. All right. That was good. Okay, shout out to him, man. I appreciate it. Okay, let's get done with this. Let's finish up with these. Let's go. Y'all, thank y'all so much for rocking with us. What do we have here? Oh, and by the way, somebody did, I believe it was Ruben. Wait, somebody sent me videos of Charlie fidgeting with his ring in public. So apparently he had a special kind of ring. Let me pull this in. I am going to finish with these supers, but I don't know if you all saw this. Apparently he had a special ring, and I was trying to listen to it while we were watching Artie earlier. Let me pull this in. Stop. Oh, darn it, it's got restarted. Hold on one second. All right, there we go. Okay, let me pull this in so we can all see it, because we all want to see it. All right, let's go. Let's go. All right, green hearts in the chat when you can hear. Let's go.
Confusion on how Charlie Kirk's ring switched fingers when he was struck. The truth is, it's not that complicated, and I'll explain. He has what is called a hinged ring, which is a ring that opens up from the shank, and it's common for people that have medical issues such as arthritis, or for people that just want to get their ring on and off easy, or have bigger knuckles. So it's nothing crazy. That's just why it's ended up switching fingers. He could have been fidgeting, or it could have just happened to open at the time. There's a lot of confusion on how Charlie Kirk's ring.
Okay, so shout out to that. Thank you so much, Ruben. Let me pull in the other quick little video. You can see him fidgeting with it, and then we'll get done with these supers. Thank y'all so much. All right, this is always, like I said, this live chat is the best. Okay, so here's Charlie Kirk sitting at, I don't know where he is, San Diego, UC San Diego. And you already see it right there. In his hand, he has his ring in his hand, fidgeting with it. So let's just watch it real quick.
By some moral standard you're appealing to, what is it?
Sorry, what?
No, yeah, by what moral standard do you say that we should have health care for women? Why, what? At some point, you're basing this on something. What is it?
I think that it's not even a moral standard. It's in the
Oh.
Constitution. Women should have equal rights, and that includes the right to
You do not have a right to murder another, because life is the first right. We've been through that. But I'm saying, but at some point, you say you don't want Christianity to have the moral source. So I ask you, by what moral code should we live by?
Well, I don't think there's a defining moral code that we should live by.
Okay, so we see him. What is that, a bubble machine? Okay, bubble machine. All right, so we can see pretty clearly Charlie played with his ring. So did he have a medical condition, or did he just like to fidget? It looks like he was just fidgeting with it. I mean, but of course, Candace was going to tell us he's fidgeting with the ring because he hated his wife, who was going to take his life. So, okay, whatever. Good luck with that. Hope that works out for you. Y'all can rock on with that one. You'll be by yourselves. All right, so Marissa. Okay, so if Marissa's still here, if you want to jump on, we can clear this up. I see Marissa was asking some questions. I'll drop the link in the chat while I'm reading these supers. If you want to come on, Marissa. I think it's, Marissa. If you want to come on, I'm going to drop the link in the chat. That's for Marissa. We can straighten it out. I want to make sure I understand what your question was. All right, what does Ruben say here? Candace is too stupid to realize Charlie was getting threats and he was about to start his tour with UVU being the first stop, hence the prayers. But see, that's because you're being charitable, Ruben, and you're also using your mind, your brain to see that. So shout out to you, man. Thank you so much for the very kind support. Always supportive. Haley says this is the $2. Can you please have a group prayer for Erica? We will. Matter of fact, we will pray for Erica right now because I'm waiting for Marisa to come into the chat. I will absolutely pray. Father, I thank you today that we've had this great opportunity to gather and meet a new content creator and to start to watch some content and such of that nature. But I thank you most importantly, Lord, that you care about us. You care about each and every person that's here in the Best Live chat, each and every person that'll watch this after the fact. You care about Candace Owens. You care about Erica Kirk, Lord God, and you have a plan for their lives. So we pray right now and ask that, God, you will continue to protect and guide and lead Erica Kirk. May she put her faith and complete and absolute trust in Christ, nothing else. May she guide and rule her household in a way that honors you. May she guide and lead Turning Point in a way that honors and makes much of Christ. And of course, as they're interacting in a governmental, political sense, I pray, God, that you'll give her good guidance and good direction as she's making decisions there. We do pray that, God, the things that have been said about her, the things that have been levied against her, Father, if they are not true, if they are not from you, then, Lord God, I pray that they'll wither up and die. May they not have to be addressed. May they just go away. I pray for those people, Lord God, that take great pleasure in attacking those people who are trying to do the right thing, or those people that are not bothering them. I pray, God, that they will find something better to do and that thing will be centered around Christ. So we thank you for that in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for that very kind reminder that we need to pray. Absolutely. Thank you. Erica is strong. She isn't weird. She's someone that chose to grieve by working. My dad is like that after he lost my mom. He laughed in front of us, but he cried in secret. We all cried in secret. Shout out, man. Thank you so much for telling us that. Thank you for the 10 New Zealand and praying for you and your family. Shout out for sure. Shout out to dads. Shout out to pops. All right, what do we have here? I don't wear my wedding ring because my fingers to swell all the time. See? But now, like Candace tell the story, you about to put a hit out on somebody. I mean, because you took your ring off. Crazy. It's just weird that she would actually think that people need to answer for that and that the sycophants actually believe that. Thank you for guests verify what we all knew. Candy is dangerous. Covert malignant narcissist, and her emotional response section in her brain misfires. I believe it. I totally believe it. Thank you so much, Deb. I appreciate the 5. Always supporting. Thank you so very much. Let me do this correctly. There we go. All right. What do we have here? User with the 5. I'm serious. There's credible accusations against George Farmer. I am not joking. He forcibly kissed a male colleague at a conference. I know what you're talking about. And I agree. I know exactly what you're talking about. That's why I don't think Candace ever brings him up because, that's why I keep saying, like, Candace needs to be careful because her husband has just as much weirdness in his story as anybody else. There's a lot of strange stuff going on in that Farmer family, but she seems to be completely oblivious to it and just running amok. And one day it's going to come back and get her. In 22, Raheem Kassim, a former editor at Breitbart News in London, publicly claimed on X that George Farmer had SA'd him. I am dead serious. No, I totally know what you're talking about. I totally know. Thank you so much for the 5, my friend. He said it on Gary's pod yesterday and mentioned it casually in one of his videos. What? Oh, about me interviewing him? That's crazy work. I have no idea. I had no idea what he's talking about. But if he wants to come over, I'll gladly interview him. That'd be fun. I like Artie. Shout out to Just Saying for sure. Thank you so much for the 2. No question, no comment. Just pure love of the game. Thank you so much, friend. What do you say here? He said, did you hear John Mappin say that Charlie loves Scientology? People have been saying that in the chat. I saw that in the chat. And apparently he said it on X. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, Candace is creating an environment where now Charlie is a secret Scientologist. He appreciates Scientology. They might as well just go ahead and say he was a Muslim. Bang his head on the floor 5 times a day. Might as well. I mean, at this point, they're just making up stuff. I love how she was so mad when everybody was going back 10 years to look at into Mitch Snow's background. But now that's exactly what she's doing with Erica. See, that's why this is the best live chat. I totally forgot about that. Melanie, thank you so much. And that's a great catch. But again, as long as it moves the story forward that she wants, she doesn't care. She does not care. The information can come from 10,000 years ago. It don't matter if it helps her story. If the information derails her story, it could have been 10 minutes ago. She does not want it because it messes up what she's trying to do. Jack says this again with the 5. My last 2 years in the PD, I was in my 50s mentoring gang banging girl at 10 and 12. I'm sorry, mentoring gang banging girl at 10 to 20 years. We had a program called FACT. I had a blast with those kids. Well, thank you so much, Captain Jax. I appreciate what you did. Thank you so much for that. Now, Marisa says this with the 10. Men often find pageantry wrong, yet prominent conservative men often marry such women because they put themselves on the radar via pageantry. Charlie Kirk, Ron DeSantis, and Trump, etc. Very nice catch. You're right. I don't know if I find it wrong. I'm just not that interested in it. I don't really see the thing about it. I understand what they're doing. I don't think it's wrong or anything like that. It's not my cup of tea. I'm like, okay, whatever. Yes, I did see the video. You tagged me to a video. I'm going to pull it up in a minute. Let me pull my X over on the side. All right. I will pull it in because I know what you're talking about. Thank you so much, Amy, for the 2. I appreciate it. And Captain Jax came back around again as a 17-year-old child abuse investigator and a recognized court expert on this subject. My expert opinion is that this is not, and both Candace Owens and this moron are idiots. Stay in your lane. They're not going to do that. That's the problem. They're not going to do it. They're going to stay idiots, Captain Jax. But I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Thank you so much. And to add to my previous comment, this is mentoring. You meet people where they are. You speak their language. Most people who are not trying to find something wrong will totally see that. And again, like there might be a little bit of inappropriateness there. And again, like I said before, I don't want you texting my child. But I'm not going to go to the extent that these people are going. They can keep that all by themselves. Let the echoes from above on stream now and hear them out. Who's echoes from above? Thank you so much for the 5. Who's echoes from above? You can here. I'll drop the link in the chat. If he wants to. Who's echoes from above? Oh, right here? Okay, come on. All I ask that you do is that you have your camera on. We don't use profanity, and we stay on task, on topic. Let's go. I'll drop the link in the chat for you, friend. Go ahead and hit the button, man. Hit the button. All right, let me see what this was that you sent me. My good friend right here. This young lady. What was the 8-minute video? Okay. Un momento, por favor. 1 second. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, Echoes, you jumping in, brother? Oh, okay. Okay, not a problem then, brother. Thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. All right, there we go. Let's bring this in. Let's go.
When Erica Kirk was 25 years old, she groomed a 15-year-old girl. Or at least that's what all of her haters across the internet want you to believe. I have spent the last 2 days digging through old Twitter accounts, looking through all of the communications so that I could break everything down for you. All of the accounts that I have seen that are making videos about this topic are intentionally leaving a lot of information out, and that's intentional. So this starts all the way back in 2013. Erica was living in LA. She's dating a basketball player. He's living in Michigan. She actually rents a place to be able to go and visit him in Michigan. She goes to have sushi and happens to meet the people that own the place that she's staying in, meet their granddaughter, but her granddaughter also has a friend with her, which would be 15-year-old Jillian. But first of all, I think it's important to know what type of a teenager Jillian was, what type of content she was posting, and how Erica is interacting with her, right? So first of all, let's just start with the fact that she seems insanely lost. This girl is engaged in a lot of stuff that she really should not be. She is posting very inappropriate things, giving references to a lot of partying, drinking, MJ use. She's referencing these types of exchanges with boys and her sexually explicit interactions with them. This tweet here is just one example of multiple that I saw all throughout her feed. You very much get the vibe that this girl does not have a lot of parenting going on in her life. She's being raised by a single mom, and it's very clear that her mom is giving the whole "I'm a cool mom, I'm your friend, not your parent" type of vibe. Another thing that became very obvious very quickly is Jillian has massive body image issues and self-esteem issues. She is constantly posting that she is fat. She is posting pictures of very, very sickly, skinny girls, saying that she wishes she looked like that, how beautiful they are, how gorgeous they are, how she wants to lose weight, things like that. Here's another example of her saying, "But why can't I have this?" referencing this very sickly, skinny girl's body. On this same post, her friend literally says, "I'm actually really okay with my body than having no fat on me whatsoever." And Jillian responds, "Honestly, wish I could say the same, LOL, but that's great for you though, Jade." And it becomes clear that her body image issues start to latch on to Erica, because Erica is modeling at this time. She's coming right off of being Mrs. Arizona. So she's in the pageant world. Obviously, Erica is a beautiful woman. And so she is constantly leaving comments saying how gorgeous Erica is, how pretty she is, how beautiful is, how she wants to look like her. She is constantly reposting her post multiple times throughout the day. It becomes clear that Jillian is having an unhealthy obsession with Erica and is kind of stalking her a little bit online. All of the interactions, pretty much like 99% of the interactions, are started by Jillian, by her either tagging Erica or reposting something of Erica's or commenting on one of her posts. Very rarely does Erica ever start an interaction with Jillian. One of the other things that becomes very apparent very quickly is Jillian really likes to take autocorrect mistakes and post them and highlight them on her page because she thinks that they're absolutely hilarious. And she does this with everybody in her life. She does this with her friends. She does this with her own family members. She literally does this with everyone. Here's an example of this with a friend of hers. She said, "Should have had a blank party." A what? Grad party. Should have had a grad party. Yeah, ha ha ha. Well, that was awkward. So funny. Here's an exchange that she has with her uncle Kevin. He literally says, "Hey, have your mom call me." She says, "Okay, we got to think of a good tattoo for my next one." Yes, this girl was able to get a tattoo at 16. Again, not great parenting happening here. And she responds back, "I think she's at the neighbor's and most likely doesn't have her phone with her, but she should be home shortly and I'll tell her." And yeah, what are you thinking of getting? Anything blank come to mind? And she literally changes that to anything in mind. She has to correct it because it's an autocorrect. Literally see her reaction, here with the post saying, holy F, awkward moment when in autocorrects to my uncle, holy F. And so of course, when this happens with Erica, she of course posts it. And these are the exchanges that people are absolutely losing their minds over. So she literally says, "Let me call you. Hold on, sweetheart. Give me a sex. Wow." She responds, "Okay," laughing. She says "sec," because she's clearly correcting because the autocorrect, messed up her words. So she's correcting it here. She says "sex too, but not from you, LOL," because, you're literally a child. And she says, "Holy shit," laughing emoji, "you always make me laugh." And she says, "I don't bat for the other team just yet." She's making a joke. Clearly, this is her making a joke out of a very awkward autocorrect texting situation, something that every single one of us has experienced. It's very clear that Erica in this exchange is not going out of her way to make sexual comments to a child. This is an autocorrect situation. And again, this is something that Jillian highlights on her page in her content all the time with everybody. Here's another exchange where there's clearly an autocorrect texting situation happening that Jillian thinks is hilarious. Erica literally says, I forgot to tell you, hydrate tonight, no alcohol, don't eat a lot of salty foods, you don't want to look bloated. I'm guessing Jillian maybe had like an interview the next day, or she clearly had something going on, and Erica's trying to give her like a pep talk here. Jillian responds, thank you. Erica immediately notices her mistake. I think it's because she thought she was talking to someone else, honestly. And she said, no alcohol. Really, Erica? Age recognition. Apparently, I haven't had my coffee yet. Like, making a joke about herself, calling herself a dingbat. And she's like, yeah, what the hell, Erica? She said, well, on that bite, again, had to switch it to no. Well, on that note, and then she literally says, damn you, Siri, come on, hashtag the struggle. Literally, she is saying that, like, Siri is not like, she's probably doing talk to text, honestly. Her talk to text is getting all jumbled because it is not working correctly. And she very clearly is pointing out that this conversation is not going how she wants due to autocorrect. This is the next one that people are freaking out about. And they're freaking out about it as if Erica sent this to her, but she didn't. Jillian is posting this on her own free will, okay? And she just is tagging Erica in this. This is not something that Erica said to her. She literally says, thank you, Erica, for making my whole week. And she posts this meme. I want to be inside your lady garden. Know what I'm saying? We know that she's obsessed with Erica. She literally has like this girl crush on Erica, right? And so again, she is posting all of this on her own free will. Erica is not saying anything to her in this interaction. This is all Jillian here. This is another one that people are freaking out about. Why did Erica just send me this? A bunch of laughing faces. And she posts this emoji this Valentine's Day. I'm going to touch your butt. Okay, first of all, this is a joke from Finding Nemo where he's going to go up and I'm going to touch the butt. It's the boat, you know, and he touches the boat with his fin to freak his dad out. Anyway, Erica, again, is not sending this to her that we know of. There's no proof that Erica actually did anything here. This is just Jillian tagging her in something. It looks like trying to get a laugh out of her, trying to get a rise out of her of some kind. But Erica did not start this interaction or send this interaction in any way that we have proof of. This is fully Jillian posting this on her own free will. What we do see from Erica is a whole lot of her trying to build this girl up. Here she says, "Aw, I cherish you. I am so proud of you, sweetheart. Keep on dreaming big, babe. Always there for you, always." Here Erica's trying to hype her up about some type of an opportunity. She says, own it. She says, I'll try. You deserve the opportunity. Everything happens for a reason, and God puts people in your path to help you get to where you need to be. Embrace it. Proud of you. She says, thank you. The Sweet 16 birthday gift that people are freaking out about because it was chocolate covered cherries. Yeah, guys, she literally had posted a photo of making chocolate covered strawberries with her friends previously. And so I think Erica just knew that it was something that she liked. It was something easy that she could have sent in the mail for her. And that's why she did that. It's not to be romantic and creepy. The girl just had already expressed that it was something that she liked. And literally the note that she sends to her for her birthday is the most innocent, platonic, again, trying to encourage her, build her up, build her self-esteem type of exchange. And for her birthday, she says, happy Sweet 16, Jillian. Hope you have an incredible day. Beautiful girl. So proud of you. And she says, thanks, beauty. So what exactly do I think is happening here? I'm going to go over that in part 2 because this video is getting insanely long. So I will see you in part 2.
All right. Okay. That's, she broke that down a little bit. There were some things that
When Erica Kirk was 25 years old,
there were some things I don't know where the part 2 is. Did she do part 2 already? Wait, did she do part 2? I don't know if she did part 2. I don't even know who this young lady is. I know who Shady Lady is, but did she do the part 2 yet? I don't see it. I don't see the rest of it. Okay. I don't see it. So I'll keep my lookout out. I'm sure y'all will let me know if it shows up. I do not see it. Okay, that was interesting though. All I'm saying is there's clearly some background context, like the fact that this is the kind of stuff that she posts. That's something that needs to be considered. And again, when you get new information, you make changes to it. So shout out for sure. All right, good folk. What we have here? Yeah, I put you in timeout. What was the problem? Okay. Anyway. Email management, if you have a problem or concern about that, though, sir, for real. If I missed something or something was done wrong, let me know. dearwokec@gmail.com. All right, y'all, that was fun. I do want to maybe just, I'll round these bases. I don't know if Echoes wants to come back on. I gave the brother an opportunity. He wants to jump on. You're welcome to, of course. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. All right, I dropped that link again. You're welcome to tap in. I see you got it. You do content, so you can jump in. I do want to say, man, as we are, hopefully, we're looking at a whole week, probably 9 days without Candace. Let me tell you how happy your boy is. I'm extremely happy. So we will next week, we'll be doing some body cam. I have a lot of good interviews lined up for next week. So, and no, not with that person, Jillian. I don't know. I don't know how that rumor got started, but I do have some other interviews planned. So we will be, I got Jared Hull coming on from A Christian Conservative tomorrow. I have some other good content creators as well next week. So that's what we'll be doing next week. I'll probably, oh wait, I think the video came up. Yep, they popped up. This is part 2? No, it's not part 2. Sorry about that. Okay. So that's what we'll be doing next week. Again, just we'll break it up. We're not going to be doing Candace all the time. Even when she comes back, we're probably going to start kind of tampering it down. I do think that she's in the death spiral. I'm gonna let her just spiral out. We're not going to be doing that all the time. So I put a community post up today asking what other kinds of things would you like to see. I have a couple panels planned next week.